Alright, welcome to another session, Nerdy Playbook. We are in episode 38.
Dun, dun, dun.
Even though it doesn't look like it, I'm happy to announce that we're going to have everyone here for this session. I wish he was here to say this, but can everybody give me a hell yeah?
Hell yeah!
Okay. So I did an update to the layout. I kind of made it look a little bit more, gave it a little bit more color to it, so hopefully it looks a little bit better for everyone so it doesn't look so monotone. I also have a surprise Amber has a surprise for two of our players, so for anybody who wants to watch the stream right now, you guys can see what the surprise is.
Yeah, so there's a couple of surprises.
What?
Unfortunately, due to time, not everyone has one, but we got one for two players right now.
I like it.
It's taking a while to...
Well, because there's only two people, so I got the loading time between them really long, otherwise it's going to just flash back and forth. But we do have a player card for Corbin, and we have a player card for Laura. Essentially, my whole idea is once we got a character picture for everyone, I will just have it cycle through whenever we're not in combat, because realistically, from what I'm told, is that people don't need to necessarily watch us while we just have a map up. So I'll have this
And
playing.
you also should... It was also really fun to find, like, references for body types. It was really fun.
So we got the cute
I found a very
assassin goblin,
grumpy
and we got the
reference.
plague tiefling.
Yay! My baby boy.
So theoretically,
I can also,
once we got
after
more
this,
time, we'll
send
make more.
pictures of it. I can send a better picture of them after the stream.
Please, yeah, I'd love to see it.
So from now on, whenever we're not in combat, even though players, you will see the map, but people who are watching the stream, you will see the actual, like, the screensaver going on that shows the character cards.
That's so cool.
That way you guys know who each person is, can kind of understand what kind of characters they play, other than me making a really long description under everybody's cam.
Also has your stats.
Yes, it does have your primary stats. So it will show
Hell yeah.
pronoun, race, level, class, AC, HP, and your primary stats as far as strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Hell yeah.
They are kind of more or less in the beta stage right now. If anybody has any ideas of what I can do to kind of spruce them up, feel free to add it in. But that is what I got so far after spending about 3 weeks of trials trying to go back and forth between stuff.
The current one I'm working on is Celeste.
Nice. Are your ears lit up, Amanda? Okay.
I'm.
Well, it looks like Andrew's here.
I was gonna say I assume Andrew's here because screen has been separated. So we're gonna.
Yeah, I got cut in half.
Yeah, I see that.
Looks like Sarah rolled a 1 on her screen.
Yeah, for real.
Oh,
Oh, now it's locked up. Alright, there we go.
Oh my god, we're all here!
Ah!
Yep.
miracle!
Christmas miracle!
Oh my god, it's Andrew. We weren't expecting you for like another hour.
Thanks.
Hey,
Appreciate
Sarah
it.
and I are still together in our.
I know. I'm trying to fix it.
Okay,
Wow.
Yeah.
we're just gonna both play card room tonight.
Oh,
I can't stop. So both of you are in the pit
Does-
fight?
You're just gonna Pacific Rim it.
Does,
decided to join a Coliseum fight because both Celeste and Engie were not here. So he had to take up the torch.
The mantle of...
You're welcome. No.
The mantle of
And then
responsibility.
we
Is
had
that
an
what you're getting at
argument
here?
about how Corbin is
Did
not
we
soft.
need
He is.
Elle, do you need to redo your stuff?
Just give me 1 second, L, so I can at least get everybody in the right frame. Then you can restart your stuff. Because I got everybody here, might as well do that. And then I can go through recap while she's doing that.
Yeah.
The good thing is, with just one person switching it, it's more or less just moving windows around, not actually resizing everything.
Please stand by.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
God, the way you said that, the way you said that, it sounded like the Outer Limits at the end of Outer Limits. Where
Oh,
they
cool.
I love that.
And they
Nicely
go,
done.
please stand by.
We have control over your television. Do not adjust your.
We control the vertical and the
The
lateral.
horizontal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love that show.
So good. So good.
I'm dating myself, aren't I? A little bit. Just a little bit.
That was all confusing.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Alright, so just gotta find.
I
where-
had a McFlurry yesterday, which is exciting because it was the first time I was able to eat ice cream without crying in pain for the past 5 years. I'm so happy.
Oh,
For a second, I was like, wait,
yay.
what? And I was like, oh yeah, teeth.
Yeah. You suck, man.
Woohoo!
Yeah, if only we didn't fucking need them, right?
Gotta find out where.
God damn it.
We're overrated, really.
I mean, you could be like my grandmother, and when she was having bad teeth, they just took them all out and gave her dentures.
Fair.
Yeah, not quite there.
But then, you know, when she was
Eventually, probably, though.
when she was in the hospital, the ambulance people lost her dentures, so she couldn't eat anything while she was in the hospital because they lost her teeth. So yeah, I don't know. It was some weird mix-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just delete.
I just wish I was like a shark and just kept regrowing them. That would be so nice.
Right, just have rows of them. Like,
Just
oh,
have
no, I
rows
lost
of them.
yours.
Oh no,
Then
it'll
have
be
your
back in a
sister
week.
be made
It's
of them.
fine. Yeah.
Love it.
By the way,
That's
who's
all I
green
need.
screened right now? Oh, that's. Okay, that's Andrew.
Me.
Nope, that's
Oh.
Glenn.
Andrew.
I think that's actually what messed everything up.
Wow.
I swear to God, if it gets back on, it resets itself again. I'm gonna smack him.
Andrew just
He
said
says he's
powering
powering
back
back
up. What happened? I'm confused. Where did he was just here?
All right. For anybody who's
What
watching,
happened?
please hang on. We have a player who's doing stuff without letting us know. Okay, now everything changed back again.
Doing stuff without letting us know.
I'm
Alright.
gonna go get some water.
All right, we all in here now.
The joys of playing online.
Oh,
Amanda wants
Amanda
to know
wants-
if she should.
yeah.
Oh.
Well, might
She
as well
wants to know
now
if she
because
should-
Andrew keeps going off, so you might as well just do it. Because I can't do this
Okay,
if Andrew
she's
keeps
gonna log
logging
off.
off. Yeah.
And then come back.
No, I just lost power. That's all.
Well,
happened.
now we gotta wait. Because Amber.
You lost like
Amanda-
actual power?
Like I did have the charger plugged in.
Nice job.
Oh, I was gonna say you
Yep.
lost like.
I got
Like
all
actually-
the together. Except my charger.
Like, that's
Yeah. Yep.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay, we can hear you.
Yay! Yes.
We did it.
I have
Yay!
it, kind of. I have a voice. Yay!
We can hear Elle. Yay!
Yay!
Okay. Almost fixed now.
I feel like we should have like a music beat
Do,
to
do,
like
do,
do
do,
do
do,
do do
Yeah.
do.
do, do, do,
We
do,
need someone to be a
do.
bard for this.
Yeah.
By the way, I still call the
What
bard
do
for
you
your one shot. I'm gonna be the most extravagant bard in the world.
Good.
Do.
Good. Because I'm gonna do terrible things to it.
Oh boy.
Ba, 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 ba.
Alright, so I gotta see.
Sorry,
Oh boy. I was to say Amber's really excited about the Jeopardy theme.
I had a lot of
Yeah.
sugar
Probably more
today.
excited about that. D&D.
I had a lot of sugar today. Sorry.
Good. Good.
Oh no! Now Amanda's definitely got her voice back.
Do, 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 do,
This might be
I
the
also
only
have-
time that Big is actually
I also have a
enjoying
very
life.
large bag of M&Ms in my office right now.
How did that go with M&Ms?
M&Ms.
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 Phenomenon. Do do do.
Phenomena.
Dun, 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 dun,
Do.
dun, 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 dun.
Phenomenon.
Wow.
This
This is intense.
Phenomenon.
And be like an animal and go, ha, ha.
Yep.
Yep.
This might be
I
the
don't
only
know
time
what's
that
happening
Big is
right now.
excited about something. This is great.
Yeah, you missed it.
Trying to figure out where. Ah, there we are.
I made a lot of
Hey.
things today.
All the cupcakes.
Well, yeah, I made some cupcakes for a coworker. And then I made hand pies, like little meat pies. I made those little sandwiches that Elle always makes when she comes over.
cucumber sandwiches. I love
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
the infamous
Those are so
cucumber
good.
sandwiches.
Now I want to make
Infamous.
them again.
And
Make them for the
then-
one shot.
Yes.
All right, I think we're finally ready.
Are we?
Are we?
Assuming that nobody does anything, we are finally ready.
Nobody's allowed to move.
Pretty much.
Don't do it.
All right.
Freeze.
So,
Freeze frame.
where we left off last, you guys made your way down to the lower levels of the Avarice Island. Basically given kind of a badge that really only gives you authority on the main level, but down here it allows you to at least pick up some bounties and you can return them back to the officials, back to the main level in case it's something that they requested for you to do. Basically giving you some time to kill for a week or two depending on when the mission is readied and when Corbin's item is finally completed. This is a task that they're basically having you do to help them out in return. The group separated themselves out. Few of you decided to head over to the Thieves Guild, and a couple of you decided to go over to the bar. For the people that were not here, which group would you have wanted to go with? Or would you wanted to go somewhere else?
Celeste is definitely going to the bar.
Bar.
Okay.
Brr.
Oh no.
So, because we're gonna, without fully reenacting that, just because you two were there, an interaction happened with another member there. The name of Anessa approached and listened over a conversation. Cargrim talking about just an interest in the tournament. Taking a look at Cargrim's stature and the fact that Cargrim wields like 8 different weapons and a lot of armor, the person immediately approached, offered for Cargrim to be sponsored by Anessa, since Anessa represents one of the leaders of the slums, and you had to be sponsored to be part of it. She offered to allow Cargrim to pick the form of combat and how many people. Cargrim originally said 1 with weapons only. Now, since you two would have been there, NG and Celeste, would you have interjected with something?
I would like another drink.
Okay, so you get another drink. Celeste.
Same.
Wow, on theme.
Celeste is definitely all about the drink.
Okay, so things move on as they did. Basically, you find out through the contract that you're given is in 2 days at 10 a.m. you have to report to the either entrance of the Coliseum, and with whatever you have ready. But a field will be activated that's going to disable any natural magics. So you can still activate enchanted weapons. You can still use scrolls, but any of your spells or any kind of your abilities that are based on magic will be deactivated.
What about weapon?
Weapon enchantments still work, so if you have like a weapon that can use fire, or if it's, you know, has some kind of property that allows you to enhance ability, it still naturally works. It just doesn't let you use internal magic. You can't use racial magic, you can't use class magic. So, while you guys are at the bar, and that would have happened, what would you guys like to do? To explain the bar once again, the bar itself is nothing extravagant. The waitress came by, gave out a spread of random pieces of food, and eventually we'll just see what you guys ate and we'll charge you for it. There's some meat on the table, some wine, different kind of meats. Some of them look a little bit old, some of them don't look super fresh, but it's a bunch of food, hot, steamy, and some fruit on the side with some bread.
Celeste is gonna at least take a bite out of every single item.
Okay.
And
The food is not terrible.
You know what? Okay.
You do try everything. It is... Nope, you do not get to call me right now.
There you go.
Hang on. The food itself is not terrible, even though your taste buds are new to this. The food itself is actually quite good. It seems like they might like season it with something like that to keep it still having some flavor, even though it's been kind of like a couple days old. This place definitely likes to save their food to make sure they're not losing out on product, because they don't really have expensive things around here. But it looks like they do have kind of like a back room that might serve like fancier food, maybe for more pristine guests. But the food is pretty good. It's like
and being Celeste just now getting like human taste buds, she's gonna
Sure.
enjoy it more than normal.
I feel like that's Celeste's go-to.
Just eat food.
Yeah, she's a glutton now. Yeah.
Hargrim, we came here for information, not to sign up for a fight. Remember?
Right. Okay.
Right. You don't even know. How do you know when you win? For all you know, this could be a fight to the death.
Okay. It's fine. Carver's
You're our healer. It is not fine.
Shh. I can't listen for information if you keep talking. Alright. Perception check?
Perception check for what?
Just like looking around different conversations that are happening.
Okay. Sure. Give me a perception check.
Please, Hargrim, stay on task.
No.
Yeah, how'd that go for you, Gramps? You a little hard of hearing this afternoon?
Yeah, it's kind of hard when somebody's hounding me. I'm a grown man.
So what'd you get?
Okay. I got 7.
7. The place is pretty loud. It's not like super busy, but it's enough of a crowd that if you're like kind of like in a dive bar, it's hard to hear. You can hear maybe the person next to you, but unless you're really focused, you can't really hear like the party next door unless you're being very obvious that you're trying to listen in. But I mean, the table next to you, table next to you is kind of like inquiring about what makes this dwarf so special that they get Anessa's attention. Kind of like explain that Anessa's a bigger deal than she kind of came up to be, but you don't listen in hard enough to understand the reasoning why.
Oh, cool. He's gonna feel like kind of a jerk for getting her name wrong twice in a row, but then he's just gonna drink it away, so it's fine.
Fair enough. Group at the Thieves Guild. So you're still there to reintroduce you to the scene, in case you forgot. Big, huge, open room. Atrium, second floor, kind of wrapped around in kind of like a walkway. And then straight ahead is a probably about 30-foot step that leads up into kind of like a single room that you can see exposed as a table onto it. And it kind of almost seems kind of like a table for the pristine members of the Thieves Guild, with always this Dragonborn that seems like he's kind of the head of the game that always eyes up everybody as they get in, like he's able to clock everybody at the same time. You can never really hear what they're talking about due to the place being loud. So the room has the pillar that magically changes bounties that you can pick up whenever you want, but when you pick it up, it enchants to you. And you just see other people having conversations around, people trading in stories about stealing from these great people that have never been stolen from before, or just different kind of things. Even assassinations, since this place deals with thieving, assassination attempts, really anything kind of schemy in there in the world. What would
I
you
have
guys
20
like to do?
platinum writing on finding Koa first.
Finding Koa.
Yup, we did all that. That was intense.
Oh yeah.
Fig, are you still watching the bulletin board?
Yes.
Okay. Give me a perception check with advantage because you're actively
Okay.
looking at it.
Ooh.
25.
Okay. There are 3 new not necessarily bounties, but contracts that are being put up. One necessarily is... I gotta remember which one this is. One is an investigation into actually the area that you're in. Someone anonymous is putting down that there is a problem in the Underdark. Please answer the call before the Imperials do. Puts in a note that multiple Imperial soldiers have entered the Underdark, along with an elite. Another contract specifically grabs your attention, and there are 2 contracts specifically, and they are for dead or alive. First one that grabs your attention is for 2 people, Madam and Valeris. Their pictures are put up. Madam in her latest form after she took over the vampiric powers, and Valeris currently looking like an aged version of Norin. Said last seen in the Underdark, but does not refer to this area of the Underdark. But since you know how the Underdark works, you know the Underdark is an endless maze that connect any part of the realm together.
Yeah.
Note is for dead or alive. Does not say who the contract is for, but it says the contract has to be returned back over to the where do I have it in this? Karaznin. The town of Karaznin. Next contract immediately grabs your attention, and you find out your group is actually out for arrest. This one is actually put as higher value if you were grabbed alive, but still a value of 100,000 pieces per person.
Jesus.
Even if you're
Expensive, guys.
100,000 for life, 10,000 per death, as long as the body's retrieved.
And does it say who it's from?
It does not say it's from, but it's from the same group that went for Valeris and Madam. Also, I forgot to mention to you, Valeris actually has a last name that you now actually are able to see. Valeris, now you're able to see that it actually has full indication of many things about Valeris, and you see Valeris's last name is Valeris Velasquez. Yours specifically has a group of the original group. It looks like this contract was put out when Madam was still with you.
Oh, so it has me as a male or a female.
Whatever you were at the time.
Yeah.
It does not mention anything. It does have Celeste in there, but does not mention anything about. It doesn't have anything specifically about Engie. And it actually has explanation of why you were put under arrest. It actually wants you to go to trial. One is for destruction of Imperial property. It looks like it actually has proven footage of you guys actually destroying 2 of the nests. And the abduction and assassination attempt of Valiashana Velasquez.
Oh.
So she's related to Valeris. Did we know that?
Yeah,
No.
kinda. I think.
Well, I never told
did
you
we?
guys, but if you figured it
Oh.
out, you figured it out.
I figured because of the
I
coloration.
didn't figure it out.
Okay, so it's does it say like where we have to bring it back to?
All right, so the specifically, it is the Council of the Nine that requires your bodies. It's the same people who put out the arrest warrant for the Madam and for specifically Valeris. The Madam actually has about 10 charges on her. Half of them are because she was part of the same group as you. The other half are part of what she did with Valeris. Valeris, specifically, it looks like this group is looking for Valeris because Valeris used to be one of them. So this group is kind of doing an all birds with one stone kind of thing.
Okay, well, I'm going to take the contract that's ours. That's us.
Okay.
Because, sure, alive. And then I can kill them all.
Okay.
Not us.
Wow.
Them.
Wow.
The people.
Not
Not you guys. The actual, like,
Secret
people were
assassination.
the people who are trying to, you know, kill us. Like,
We believe her for a second.
I thought Big was like very into themselves and was like, I'm gonna take out this whole crew.
no.
New
No.
characters for everybody.
No.
That is how the TPK happens.
No.
Last contract you see that grabs your attention is specifically for any person contract. It specifically has the assassination attempt of a as by a man just simply calling the sun.
Ooh.
Like S-U-N or S-O-N?
S-U-N,
Okay.
as in sun and sky.
Does that ring a
gives you-
bell to me or no?
Well, it doesn't ring a bell to you, but does give you an explanation of what you're looking for. It says that there is an order of acolytes that are creating problems in the Underdark. We would like you to kill their leading member. He goes by the Sun. And it gives you a description of what they look like, since they all look the same, just specifically for what they wear. If it pops it up for me. Of course it won't. Why would it? Okay. Well, if you guys go into the journal and you go under the address folder, it's the Order of the Soaring Sun Acolyte. For some reason, it's not letting me popping it up. Apparently, it's not letting me pop it up.
Oh, him. He looks cool. You're fancy.
And that's all that really has popped up in the past, 10 minutes as far as bounties and contracts.
I'm just gonna take the one that's us. I think.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna go over by Hal and talk really loudly in the Thieves Guild saying, "Oh yeah, I know Kai. He's going to be staying in the inn, which is, I think he's on the second floor. But he's staying
Okay.
there for a few days. And I'm just gonna keep talking about it, hoping that word will get out to Koa that his brother is staying at an inn. And I'm gonna kind of go back to the inn eventually and hang out there and see if I can see any of Koa's men."
Okay. Yeah, we can. Yeah, keep an eye out for that. Sure.
I'm
Okay.
gonna kind of spread that around the Thieves Guild very loudly.
Yeah, very loudly. Like,
All right. So, what do you guys specifically? What are you specifically saying in the Thieves Guild that you're kind of making a purpose?
she's, I guess, identifying where Kai is.
Koa.
Koa.
So I
Koa's-
want to
oh, okay.
lure Koa out. So I'm going to talk about oh yeah, I know his brother, and I'm actually going to be meeting him. He's staying at the inn. He's going to be on, I think, the 2nd floor, and then kind of spreading that around. So eventually I want to go back to the inn and kind of hang out around the 2nd floor and see if I can figure out anybody looking for Kai.
Okay.
And kind of go from there to try and find Koa.
Okay, so the people in the Thieves Guild right now, give me perception checks. Just want to see if any of you can naturally see if anybody's grabbing too much attention to that.
21.
16.
Okay.
12.
12. Okay. So all of you can see that some people are grabbing attention. Some of them seem like, who the fuck cares? For most of you, you do see a couple of people that seem to grab attention for roughly about 5 to 10 seconds, whether or not they're kind of more just bored and they're paying attention or not. A couple of them are a couple of humans that hang around, but they were the ones that are kind of boasting the whole time about stuff. Take that as you will. Another one specifically seems to be hanging out pretty close to the steps. As you look at it for a second, it looks like this person was trying to actually listen into whatever was happening at the table up above. And then one other one grabs your attention. Realistically, you didn't notice him right away, but at this point, he's almost following your movement now. Specifically, else. Let me see if this one will actually come up. Okay, this one will actually show up.
Oh, fancy looking.
Oh, he's creepy looking.
Yes, very creepy.
Fancy and creepy.
He seems to be following you, and you're not able to really tell if he's watching you or not due to the mask that he's wearing.
Is it the same mask that we saw earlier? With, like, the bone mask?
No, different. The bone mask looks like it's actually made out of someone's actual skull. This actually looks like it's made... This actually almost looks like an enchanted mask of some kind. Like it has some kind of magical property on it. Also, the bone mask only covers the top part of the skull. It doesn't have the jaw attached to it.
Okay. Can I kind of sneak out of his sight and try and get back to the end without him seeing me going back to the end?
Stealth check.
Sneaky, sneaky. 24.
24. Okay. Are you going by yourself or is anybody following you?
I'm gonna go by myself. I'm just gonna say, see you later, Hal.
Okay.
And sneak on out.
Okay,
Bye. Bye.
Focused on being stealthy. You're not focusing on perception, so you're just hoping that he is not following you.
Yep, and I want to get back to the inn, and kind of set up camp.
Okay.
And see who comes there.
Okay. We will pause on you for a little bit. Last thing I'm going to do with the people in Thieves Guild, if you're watching her as she left, you can give me either an investigation check or a perception check to see if you can figure out if anybody walked after her.
Who's all in the Thieves?
It would be Hal, NG, and Fig. Hal, Alora, and Fig.
I'm gonna say, I ain't there, I'm drinking.
Yeah.
Alongside Celeste.
Wow. I'll do investigation.
I got a 17.
Got it?
I did as well.
Okay. So, as you're kind of casing the room, the body wearing the mask, kind of as Elle leaves, kind of just still hangs out in the shadows. It kind of walks around the room a little bit. It's unable to really tell if the person themselves is actually purposely following anyone without knowing what their eyes are looking at. But they're constantly moving around the room, and by the time Allura left, the person backtracked, and you lost sight of them. But the person you originally saw first, that was at the steps, is now gone. As you look back. We're going to switch over to the bar. So, time's passed. You guys have some food. Barmaid comes
I got a
around.
question for Celeste.
What do you have for Celeste?
I have a question for her.
Whatever you want.
Oh.
Ooh.
So Celeste, I mean, we've been journeying together off and on for a while now. You're human now, right? Like, you're no vampire stuff going on with you anymore?
Well, I don't know actually who I've been traveling with. Sometimes you're a samurai, sometimes you're you. I don't know. I don't know who I've been traveling with.
I mean, I have all of the memories of everybody that you've been with, so yes, is the answer to that.
I'm just confused by the whole thing,
Bad
which I think I need to drink more on.
Well, here's my question though. Like, how many human things haven't you experienced yet? Like, I mean, you're eating like you know, you've just got never-ending hunger. Every time you drink, you get crunk. Like, what other things haven't you experienced yet as a human?
Well, there's not that much difference from a human and vampire, other than a couple of things. Age being the most scary part. Humans just died way too soon.
All right. Well, what about like feelings? Like, do you experience like touch differently?
I don't think I've experienced that too much since being a human. I'm too busy enjoying all the other things of human, like this beer,
Well, I mean,
for instance.
Check out NG hitting on Celeste. Look at this. Watch this.
Watch this.
I'm just saying that, you know,
we're just eating popcorn, like
Yeah.
we're in a
Touching feelings,
bar.
huh?
I bet
And
you
you-
could probably
say,
find a
"I'm
guy
sorry."
to. You could find a guy to chow down upon, you know, carnally, if you wanted.
Why just a guy? Couldn't
Corbin
there be
just
more
throws up a little.
things?
Corbin throws up a little in his mouth when he hears Angie say that, like, oh god, gross.
Snorting to his drink.
And also, if I wasn't entirely sure I wasn't allowed back in, I could show you a place that would blow your mind, human or vampire.
Tell me more.
We're not going
Okay.
back.
Okay.
Actually, Celeste doesn't want to go back. I'm gonna put that out there.
Yeah.
She still has like a necklace or a beacon or something.
She's gonna
Yeah.
take Angie there and just drop him off.
Have fun in the
And there you go.
Bye.
Goodbye forever.
The next time Jordan can't make a session, he'll just be in the brothel, just be enveloped.
That tracks.
By the
That's all I
way,
want to do. Is
the-
talk
the-
with Celeste.
Celeste is completely drunk, I'm assuming by this point. So like, her answers aren't going to be as straightforward as you want.
Probably not.
Oh.
For better or worse.
I'm pretty sure she doesn't know how to control a human drunkenness yet.
Yet.
So we could totally get you a hookup with one of these male prostitutes that's probably hanging around somewhere if you really wanted, Celeste. You know, see what it's like.
What do they bring to the table? Is there food? Do they cook?
It's not a
Are you sure for the
hibachi
right
grill,
price?
Celeste.
Bring him on over.
For the right price, they could probably do whatever you want.
So I got a big hibachi restaurant now for D&D.
Yeah. Worse.
Aw, yeah. Tableside service, let's go.
Bedside service.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I wasn't gonna say it, but
But
Oh.
here we are.
Yes.
here
I don't know where to go through from here, Jordan.
Neither do I. I'm just gonna buy you another drink. And you can sit in awkward silence if you want.
All right.
Vibe check on Celeste and NG. Make sure Celeste is all right with the situation.
And
Celeste
you
is like,
say
all right with the
insight?
situation. Yeah, that's an
Yeah.
insight check.
16.
I mean, Celeste, are you good with the situation?
How you feeling about the situation with NG that's going down literally right
She-
now?
She is fine with it. She's not awkward or anything. Like, she's fine with it, but she is still very glutton of the drink and food, which is her full attention at this point.
Cool.
Because
Cargrim.
she's experienced fantasy things to the fullest when she was a vampire, so those things don't intrigue her as much as like things that she never got to experience as a vampire, i.e. like food and the different drug
Taste and
tests.
touch. Yeah.
Celeste has experienced a 30-way. Monogamous sex does not work for her.
Celeste is Polly. It's canon.
Child's play.
Yeah.
Oh wait, that's on the bed.
Yeah.
Amateur hour.
Yeah, there, that's better.
That's it.
It's going all right over there. I'm gonna try another listen around.
Actually,
Okay.
and Corbin wants to go, like, there's, like, the booth or whatever that he went to before where there's, like, the sign-up spot or something.
Mhm.
He wants to just make sure that, like, alright, this isn't a fight to the death, right? Like, what exactly are the rules? Because Kargrim never bothered to get the actual information that he's gonna need.
Well, Kargrim does actually have the
Besides-
contract, so the contract does actually go over the rules. So,
okay, well then, I want to read the contract since
Got it.
Kargrim is too intoxicated to
Handler.
do so.
So the contract,
Yeah, Kargrim's agent.
other than the time when Kargrim is required to be there with the threat of death of not arrival, the rules are that let me bring this back up. Sponsored by Nessa Tamata. With sponsorship, Anessa gets 75% of the winnings. The battle will take place in 4 parts. It will be singles only.
Yep.
If the single has a companion, they can bring the companion along. No internal magic can be brought in, but enchanted items and objects can be used. You do not have to kill to win, but there has been death before. They do not have you hold back.
Okay.
By all intents and purposes, if you go down to 0 health, you don't die. But if you choose to say, I want to kill this person, you can do that.
Okay.
But if you get brought down to 0, unless for some reason there's a reason why this person's going to kill you, you're not going to die.
Maybe like a group that wants us all dead.
Right.
Perhaps.
Per combat, for winning each for winning each battle, the winner takes away 1,000 gold pieces. So she would get 250 gold pieces per battle. The winning amount gets you 10,000 gold pieces. 2,500 for the winner. Along with a specific item or a quest made by the actual winner. Also, too, that there is a note that by the grace of Paris Kilana, if for some reason you have entertained His Highness, the battle will resume. Basically implying that for some reason it is so entertaining, there might be a 5th round, just because he's having a good time, so he wants more battles to happen.
By His Highness, do they mean the Don?
Correct.
Okay, good to know.
If you're looking at the sheet, it's specifically saying that this whole Colosseum is run by the Don itself. So this is more or less here for just his personal pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
And the money
bored.
specifically comes from him, which is why you need to be sponsored by one of the actual people who run the place. Mm-hmm. And specifically, if you guys did some research, there are 3 people who run the whole show minus the Don itself. There is Anessa, who is the person who is your sponsor. Anessa is the importer-exporter of goods between the Underdark. Illegally bringing in things from other countries without having to take the actual main legal way. Krios is the right hand of the Don, and he's an assassin. He's basically the Don's bodyguard whenever the Don actually shows his face. And Tartha Sakan is considered the Whisper Queen. Tartha seems to know everything that happens and is also the merchant leader. Basically is in charge of every business that gets run in here, along with also living and personally running the bathhouse. So basically, one person who does all the dirty work, one person who's the bodyguard, and the one person who's there for the pleasure.
Yep. The face of the operation.
Pretty much.
Right.
Also saying too is that usually whenever it comes over to a Coliseum battle, it cannot start until at least there's at least one person that is sponsored by all 3 leaders. So most likely Cargo will fight against at least one other person who's been sponsored by one of the leaders.
Okay. And does it say, I don't know, could Anessa in theory sponsor more than one person at a time, I'm assuming?
Yes, a leader can sponsor up to 3 people.
Okay.
In fact, it's usually done so that way they can, you know, make sure that they at least make some money.
Is Anessa still in the room? Because if I remember correctly, she went off somewhere and
She
was
left.
talking to people, or...
No,
Okay.
she left. Yeah, she left.
Damn. Okay.
But you can still apply to get a sponsor by going to this specific guy. You guys just didn't do it because Anessa specifically, Cargrim grabbed Anessa's attention.
Oh, no. I wanted to cast Detect Thoughts on Anessa, but Anessa's not here anymore.
Yes, Anessa's not there.
I don't... No.
Okay.
Me, Coliseum fight... No.
Also, on...
Tempting, but...
What's the matter? You soft?
There also is a schedule. So the fights happen once a week. They're always on Fridays, and they start off with singles, then go to doubles, then go into teams. So the singles will start first early in the day, then there's a break, then there's a doubles, then there's a break, and then later in the evening, the main event happens, which is teams.
Also, while he's over in that like sign-up booth area, he's going to specifically point out NG and Celeste and tell the person, don't let them sign up.
Look, I'm just here to do my job. If they want to sign up, you know, they got the money, they got the connections to get themselves a sponsor. I'm just here to do the paperwork. If you want me to,
I don't think they have the connections, but
no, you know, money gets around here. I've seen people get pretty good connections with much less than what they have.
Currently trying to explain to Celeste that if she drinks too much, she'll start throwing up, and I don't know if she understands that or not.
Oh, she does not. She hasn't got to that point yet.
It's a weird thing. I mean, give it a try. See what you think.
I don't think she threw up ever as a vampire, has she, Joe?
No.
No. So
but she has?
She has no idea what even that means.
Well, I am.
Oh,
here
just
as your-
wait for
as
the
your
hangover.
personal ambassador to learning how to be human again, even though I'm not even human. So you can do whatever, and I will help walk you through it. That's my pleasure.
Once again,
Human
I have
101.
wound up being the babysitter.
All right, so
I love it.
back over to Thieves Group before we get back over to Alora, to Hal, and to Fig. Is there anything else that you two want to do in the Thieves Guild?
I'm okay.
Okay.
I was just gonna sit in a corner at a table and kind of just observe for a while.
Sure. That's fine.
No, I'm gonna sit by
You
myself.
just wanted you? Oh, okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
The horses
Got
by
it.
themselves.
Okay, so you can just
Alright.
just give me an investigation check, and then I'll eventually get back to you. It doesn't need to be too
Okay.
high if you're going to be sitting around for a while, but I'll come back to you because you're going to take time into it.
Okay. Yeah.
That feels on brand for Hal to like.
Which is
take
25, so that's
alone,
fine.
And then
Oh.
like, Hal be like, "Hey,
He
what's
like
going on over
goes
here?"
to the table and
Yeah.
he's just like, no, and Hal's like,
And then
oh,
he
my
just
God.
does a 180. And
Yeah.
Play with
I'll just go
So-
to the bar, drink my ale.
Oh, okay. So,
I don't know.
to Alora, you get back over to the room. How are you positioning yourself? How are you doing this?
That's a very good question. So,
how would
in
you
the
like to
end-
do this?
in the end, how many stairs go upstairs? Or how many staircases are there to get to the second floor?
Because it wraps, it is 10 steps, landing, 10 steps. So so you go into the main lobby, then there's a door to the right, you go up to the right 10 steps, landing, go up to the left 10 steps, and it's a long hallway that leads down to the doors.
So there's really only one staircase that goes up. There's not like a staircase on the left end, a staircase on the right end.
No, there's only one staircase that goes up. There's no like emergency ladder anywhere or anything like that. It looks like there's only one way that you can feasibly see, unless you want to actively look around this, like check each room if there's like a secret way. But as far as you know, there is only one way, excuse me, to get up there, and then just one door to get in each room.
I would like to first go to the innkeep and buy a second room, or a second floor room under the name of Kai.
Okay.
Oh,
Fascinating.
This is why you brought Kai up. Oh,
Okay, so remind me, what number room do you have already?
That's another very good question.
I
Did we go to the inn already?
Didn't you guys get a room? Didn't you guys get 3 different rooms?
At the
Wait, no, you guys didn't actually get... No, wait. Yeah, that's right. You guys didn't get one yet. So you still need to get a room. That's right. Right.
Yeah,
So we
we
haven't
did
got
it in
one
the
here.
other
Okay, so, alright. So the manager mentions that there is a total of 10 rooms and also 2 larger master suites. The rooms
Are there
go...
any connecting?
If you go by the numbers, so 1 and 3 connects, 5 and 7 connects, 9, 1 and 3, 5 and 7, 2 and 4, 6 and 8, and 10 and 9 are just singles. And then there is a large room 1 and a large room 2 that are separate from each other.
I need 2 connecting room for my companions and I on the second floor.
She just looks at you. Take your pick. Currently, we are not really having anybody except for rooms 9 and 10.
Can we get 5 and 7?
5 and 7. Okay. That'll be 5 silver pieces.
And it's gonna be under the name Kai.
Kai. Beautiful. Are you putting both rooms underneath the name Kai?
No, the 5 is gonna be under Kai, and 7 is going to be under Fig.
This is called fraud, everybody.
Alright. She immediately pulls off 2 bronze keys. One that's 5, one that's 7. She just slides them in front of you. What was that?
It just means I have a room.
Just slides them in front of you and just waits for the silver pieces to be brought forward.
So I give her the 5 silver pieces.
Okay, she just puts them on top of the book, closes it up. Just so you know, this only covers 1 night. If you want to stay in for another night, it will cost you another. And then she just kind of steps back.
I'm gonna give her 15 for 3 nights.
Okay. Well, that's very well. 3 nights for you. Would you like those to still stay under those 2 names?
Yes.
All right, very good.
Those 2 names will be fine.
Okay. All right.
So I'm gonna head on up. I'm going to go into the room for Fig and 7. Question for you.
Yeah.
If it takes 7 days for me to do a false identity, but I am going to false identity for my father, which I have known all my life, would I be able to kind of do a disguise of him?
Well, okay, so false identity, a false identity literally creates you a new life for someone, like changes the social security number, all that kind of stuff. If you're just literally trying to disguise yourself as someone else, as a thief who's proficient in that, it's only going to really take you like an hour to do a fully good, successful disguise.
I'm going to do that then.
Use your disguise kit. Woo!
Yeah.
Ella's cosplaying as her dad, guys.
So it doesn't take you too much because you already look generally like your family. So you just, you don't. It's even easier for you. Give me a performance check with advantage just to see if there's like any flaws that you have.
Cross playing.
16. Okay. realistically, it's not that difficult. You're not changing your race. You're not changing your height. You're just kind of like doing a little bit alterations, like put on a wig, so you're kind of like hiding your specific style of hair. You're just changing the clothes a little bit. You don't necessarily know how to make yourself look perfectly like. And you're are you looking like Kai or Koa?
Kai.
Kai. Okay. So it's kind of like one of those things that maybe you haven't done it before. So you're thinking like, okay, you did a good job. Maybe next time I could maybe like lighten up on like the eyeshadow or something like that. But realistically, it does a good job.
Cosplay flaws.
Right. Pretty much. Next time you got to fix a spot. Maybe you could get the more expensive eyeliner or something like that. But all in all, like unless the person actually is very familiar with Kai, like personally, you think it's gonna work. So how do you want to do this?
So, since I went into the room, I'm gonna put my cloak up.
And which room are you going into? You're going into 7?
I went into 7, which is under Fig.
Under Fig, yep.
So I'm gonna go back out through 7 with my hood up. I want to walk out of the inn. I want to see if anybody's following me. I'd like to walk a few blocks with my hood up. And would that be a perception check?
Well, if you're trying to keep your eyes on everything, yeah, that's a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. 20.
That would be a 20.
Okay. Even though it's a good roll, you still can't see behind your head. So as you leave, you swear to God someone is waiting for you to pass, and it looks like they walked into the inn almost instinctively as you left. Unless you want to turn to actually watch them, if you're still walking, you do sense that someone's following you, but doing a very good job at it. And if you weren't a thief and an assassin, you wouldn't necessarily know it. It seems like the person who's following you has very good skill sets to kind of like match the foot pace with you. You don't hear the feet because they move at the same weight and distance as you do. As you stop, they stop. The breathing is quiet. As you turn around, you don't see them anywhere, but you know you're being followed. You know you're being followed. Since it's a very, very busy town, it's easy for someone to kind of like hide around certain buildings, different little pavilions. You just know that it's no more than 2 people. You just can't tell if it's 1 or 2. But you know you're being followed. And you know that whoever's following you must not be wearing... They definitely aren't wearing heavy armor. And if they have any weapons at all, they're probably no bigger than a short sword. Due to the fact is, if they had anything bigger, they'd have to control the weight to make sure it wouldn't actually create any kind of dings or any kind of like shifting of bodily movement due to weight.
I'm going to head to the Thieves Guild, back to it, and I'm going to meet up with Hal.
Okay.
Dressed as
You
Kai.
make your way back over to the Thieves Guild. You do see Hal is over at the bar.
I'm going to go up and sit next to him and just be like, Hal, it's me.
Okay, so you do see what looks like a male goblin trying to convince you that he is L.
Okay.
How drunk are you, Hal?
Just
Nah, I just have like ale at this point, maybe.
Just take Eos out. Eos knows my smell.
I guess if you know Eos by name, that's pretty convincing, but sure, alright.
Well,
so I'll let Eos be the judge. Eos,
Okay,
this is
Hal. Alright, listen. So, 2 people are following me. I set a trap because I want to get Koa, and I have 20 platinum lying on this, and I really want that money. So,
That's a
what
lot.
I'm going to do is yeah, I know. Well, I got 2 rooms. One room is in
Yeah.
5, and it's under Kaya. One room is under Fig, and that's 7. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Kai's room, and I'm going to pretend I'm Kai and lay a trap. And I want you to follow me, but follow me from far away to see who follows me.
Do you have a mustache?
So, no.
Kind of doesn't know.
No?
Realistically, it actually does not look much different. It actually does not look much different than L, other than the fact is, I don't think Kai and Koa had colored hair. They just had naturally like kind of like a sandy like black hair. And
Well, Kai had bluish hair.
Did he have bluish hair? Okay, so realistically, it just looks like a
It was
male,
like that
an older.
that looked blue in the light, you know.
Yes.
Sure.
Little midnighty.
He looks kind of like a male, old version of L. That's really what it is.
Oh, okay.
So, what you're gonna
Fig,
do
are you
is
fucking with
follow
him?
the followers following me. Okay, got it? Good.
Wait, I'm supposed to distract them, or we're
No,
supposed to? Oh, we're supposed to
follow
lure
them.
them in, right? Follow them. Oh, track them.
The followers.
I can track.
Follow
I'm
me.
a great ranger. Okay.
Okay,
I could
bye.
track. I'm a ranger. You're a
Yeah.
This is
scout.
gonna go great.
Congratulations.
All right, so
People.
so just to be
Sounds
clear,
good. Sounds good.
just to be
Should I
clear.
tell Fig? Do you want to tell Fig? 'Cause she's
I already
kind of
left.
over there.
All right.
I
So
told
just
them
to
they're
just
over
to be
there.
clear, because she's gone now, no one can help Andrew with this.
Yep.
No one can help
Nice.
him because this is how this works. He was given information, and now he needs to figure this
Yep.
out. So, all right. So Fig, I'm sorry. Yeah, Fig. What do you? So as you're in the room, you're sitting down while this is happening because you're at least in the room. So I'll give you some information based on your role. There's a lot of deals going on. Other than you can kind of see how the place functions. The overall place looks like half the people come in to get bounties, but it looks like the people who are really maybe like regulars here, they make transactions with each other. Like maybe someone got a bounty from somewhere else and they returned it here, and they actually was from a specific other assassin. You do see that there are some people with specific medallions underneath their cloak. Some of them are hidden underneath like a hood, or underneath a scarf, or underneath like a sleeve. Very much like looking like they don't want the public to know that they have it, but while they're in here, it's kind of like a mark of like reward, showing that they've done something to earn a certain level of respect here. They're all crimson, almost in the shape of like a flag, and they each have what just looks like a single blade engraved in them.
Okay.
As you look up at the people at the table, it looks like they all have the same emblems, and it looks like whoever has this emblem has free rights to walk up to the table and do something. You don't know if they're specifically talking about the day or some kind of jobs, but it looks like someone comes to the table, then someone has to leave the table. It looks like the table can never have any more than 5 people at a time. The only person who never leaves the table is Krios, the Dragonborn.
Okay.
Other than that, you don't see anything else like extra shady going on. I mean, it's as Stevie as you can kind of see how it can be. The only thing that you notice in here that you were kind of wondering about is you've never seen anybody try to steal anything from anybody else. There is a certain level of respect here. Looks like there is an absolutely zero policy from stealing from other thieves in here. No one has actually tried to take anything from anyone, and everybody seems to be very like respectful of doing jobs. Occasionally, see someone kicked out, and it looks like maybe they tried to one up somebody else in a very like breaking the code kind of way. And we'll get back to you. This is just kind of giving you an update of what you saw.
But did I see L come in?
If you were with your check, you would have seen a goblin come in. Looks very similar to L, but as a male fashion. You can easily assume that L is impersonating, another goblin.
Well, especially if I see it go to
Go to Hal. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you do see it,
Okay.
and then you do see her mention something, and then walk off and head back out.
Do I see anyone follow her?
Inside. You did. Let's see. You got a 25.
25.
Yes.
Either follow her in or follow her out.
You saw, because you've been
Or
kind of
both.
tracking the movements of the room, almost like a dance, people kind of like follow through a certain system in the room. But when Elle left this time, it looks like someone specifically kind of like changed routine. Like almost like someone gave them a command from somewhere else to do something. Not specifically follow her, but it's too much of a coincidence to miss. It's like as soon as she left, a certain person cloaked saw her, looked up to the second level, must have got a nod from somebody, and then they walked out through a different door.
Okay. Which door did they walk out of?
There is, so you guys get in. Let me get my mouse activated. So you guys go into the front. That's the main entrance.
No, I went to the side.
Right, but this is the main
the
entrance.
back,
Once you access it, the front is always the same. Once you get your first access,
okay.
you get the front is always the same. It looks like they exit out through this door.
The crouched one?
Yes.
Okay. Is there anywhere around there that is more like in dark, like in shaded area?
In the
that
building,
and-
on the edges of the room that are underneath like the second level, because it is just kind of like a walkway that surrounds, there is absolutely no light. You can still see everyone that's in it, but if someone specifically wants to stay hidden, and they are very good at what they do, they could blend into the crowd very well in there.
I'm more looking at potentially going into that hidden area and changing into looking like a different person.
With the correct stealth check, you could.
Okay.
I'm not going to guarantee anything, but with the correct stealth check, you could.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. All right.
Stealth, you said?
Yep. Jesus. Okay, 29.
29.
Okay, who are you going to turn into?
Just gonna look like nonchalant looking like person. But gonna be small. Kind of almost goblin, but not fully goblin.
Okay, so are you green, or are you going to be more like an actual like halfling? Or like a gnome?
Maybe gnome.
Okay. Male or female?
Female.
Okay. Are you dressed to still look like a thief, or are you dressed in like in commoner's clothes?
Look like a thief.
Look like a thief. Okay. Got it. Are you hiding your weapons, or are they still shown?
Hidden.
Hidden. Okay. All right. We'll get back to you, but yes, you were able to do that in the shadows without anybody noticing.
Sweet.
Okay. Assuming Hal is going to follow through, Allura heads out.
Yep.
What are you going to do as you leave, Allura?
I'm just gonna head straight on back to the inn. Not looking behind me at all, hoping Hal got my message, and I'd like to go back to room number 5 under Kai.
Okay.
And I'm gonna set up a trap.
Okay. All right. So you start making your way there. Are you trying to stay hidden on your way there, or are you trying to be obvious that you're walking in that direction?
Obvious that I'm walking in that direction.
Got it. All right. Just doesn't need to be great, but just give me a regular performance check just to make sure you're still following through with the act, that it doesn't look like you're being observant of what's going on.
Also, I want to know how obvious. Are you like doing cartwheels and?
So to answer that question with a 5, you are looking the part, but you are not acting the part.
Okay.
You eventually notice that you have to eventually like hold your hand down because you're kind of having too many nervous tics. And if you were like in the follower's spot, you would immediately walk backwards because you'd be like, okay, clearly this person knows I'm following them. And you're trying to stop yourself from doing it.
Okay.
Hal, what are you going to do?
I'm going to focus my attention on the door to see if I can hear when it opens and closes.
Well, hold up. You're not there yet. You were still in the bar.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep
Hal's
track of
gone.
like who's leaving.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I left already.
There's
I'm
several
supposed to be
doors.
following people.
Remember,
Yeah,
there's
there's
the
several
3
doors.
No helping.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
there's 3 levels
We're
of the
not allowed
bar.
to-
No, okay. All right. So the bar itself is, as far as you know, it's only 2 floors. Think of it as like the architect of like the venue, where the second floor is just wrapped around the first floor. So the second floor isn't a full floor; it's more like an upper atrium.
Sure.
But you don't know if there's a third floor or not. But there's the first floor that takes up the whole floor and no extra rooms, and the second floor just kind of wraps around as a hallway kind of style that kind of looks down. There's technically 3 doors. There's the main door, which is where Allura left out of, which is this guy. That's the main door. Once you become essentially synced up with the building, which all of you have, you can take back and forth without having to use the code word. And then there's 2 side doors. There's the one that originally was taken in by one of you, and then there was the other one that was taken in the side by you. So you're at the bar, which would essentially place you to, like, here.
Yeah. Okay. Then I'll exit with that mentality. I'll exit the building.
All right.
And then I want to go. Can you click on where the inn is? Just so.
For extra points, can someone figure out where the inn is for me, please?
When? Oh wait, is that the
Nope,
bathhouse?
that's the
Hang on,
bathhouse.
I wrote it down. I wrote it down. The inn is this one right here.
Okay.
So.
I wrote it down.
Then I guess based on that,
Looking at map.
I will exit, and I want to be probably like halfway, and try to find some cover.
Okay. Cover from what? What do you?
Just trying to be out of line of sight of people, and just trying so I can get like the most line of sight of people leaving.
Okay, so you want to watch the building that you just left out of?
Yes. Yes.
Got it. All right, stealth check, please.
I'm using my lucky point.
Okay.
I won't say it was a 1, but it was a 1.
Okay.
So I'm using my lucky point.
Okay.
F that. That's better. So I got 12 plus 1 is 13. With stealth is 26.
Okay. You are successfully kind of put in a certain spot where it's easy enough for you to stay hidden, but your line of sight, because you're trying to make sure that no one can see you, is kind of more specifically on the door. So if you like blink for a second, someone move too fast, you might miss them. The movements going back and forth is nothing too irregular. As people leave, they specifically try to make sure that they don't necessarily advertise where they're coming in from or coming out from. As far as watching people, I mean, what are you looking for?
I'm looking for the description of Koa.
You're looking for
a goblin. A goblin. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So
also to go along with this, I want to send Eos up in the air, but far enough where people they would have to look up to see like a bird flying.
Got it.
And if he sees a goblin, to report back.
Got it. All right. So you give me an investigation check for yourself, and I'll apply it to both you and Eos then.
For myself, I got a 17.
Okay, so I'm just gonna apply that for both of you. So, okay, so it Eos flies up in the air, kind of scouring, kind of going in a circle of roughly about 30 feet. Kind of keep an eye on all the doors. Takes a couple minutes. Eos is responding back, still circling around. You're looking. You're not seeing anybody that fits the description of a goblin. Even if you see someone shorter that's walking out, the major thing that you would see would be the ears kind of poking through the hood, and none of them are doing that. You occasionally see a taller person with ears, but it's specifically more elvish. Maybe one with a tail, so you assume a tiefling. But after, another 5 minutes, still Eos isn't seeing anything. No one is fitting that description. You occasionally see a couple gnomes pass by. Again, no one fitting that description. How long do you want to wait for? So far, 5 minutes, nothing.
I might change. I'll go to the opposite side to see if I can get a better vantage point.
Okay, we're gonna come back to you then.
Okay.
Allura.
Can I make it to the room?
You can certainly try.
Okay.
So because you're not stealthing, you can move at regular pace. What is your movement speed?
I think 30.
Okay. And are you trying to move fast, or are you trying to still walk at a calm pace?
Walk at a calm pace.
Okay, so at 30 feet of movement, okay, so you're moving there. Due to the distance, it's going to take you a little bit on regular speed to get there. Not too long, roughly about a good 6-7 minutes. Some people are kind of getting in your way, but you're unfortunately you're smaller, so you're trying to get through a larger crowd. You do eventually start kind of like feeling like almost like someone is breathing down your neck. Not physically so, but you're starting to get so stressed by the fact that, okay, I can't figure out who's following, but I know someone is, and it's giving you paranoia. But you do eventually get to the inn. Make your way in. You go directly up into room 7.
Room 5.
You go into room 5. Okay.
High.
Okay. So.
And then I'd like to set something up if I have time.
Okay.
Before things happen.
Okay. Do you just make your way up there, or do you try to take anything in? Do you just quickly go?
Nope, I just go right on into the room, normal pace, like nothing's bothering me. I close the door behind me.
Got it.
And then...
Okay.
As soon as I close the door, I'd like to quickly take cloak off and put it on pillows on the bed and make it look like Kaya's sleeping on there.
Okay. I'm going to pause you for a second because I need to see something on your character sheet. And I can't ask you what it is because that's going to kind of give something away. Hang on a second.
Oh. Okay.
Secret.
Hang on one second. This will only take a second. I just got to pull up your thing. I can't do it on my computer, otherwise it's going to take away the screen.
I'm so nervous right now.
And then Elle died.
Right?
Oh.
I don't want to kill Elle. No. All right. Let's see. All right. Flora. Just double checking something here. Okay. So you walk in the room. You close the door. As you start taking off the cloak, I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, no.
Don't fall for your own trap.
Oops, that's not it. That's my dex.
Okay. Unfortunately,
14.
that is not high enough, as you immediately get picked up from the ground, grabbed, and immediately put unconscious. You were out for a little bit.
Oh. Damn it, Hal, you better be following me.
Watching for...
Oh, my perfect plan went south.
What did I do wrong?
Wasn't so perfect.
All right, we're going to pause back on that group. We're going to go back over to the bar. So, are you guys going to want to do anything specific? I know you guys came in this bar for a reason, originally. Are we going to reapproach that?
Corbin is just looking between, bouncing between the three of them, all getting various levels of drunk, and has just given up. And he's going to the Enchantment Shop because he's had some potions that he wants to try and sell.
Fair enough. For the people who are drinking, I need you. For the people who are drinking, give me Constitution saving throws.
Hooray! I get to roll something.
At this point, he's
13
given
and
up on
16.
trying to reason with all of them. So,
believe it or not, Celeste, even though still getting used to her human form, is kind of taking the alcohol pretty damn well.
Speaking of, because she does have a pretty high constitution save and throw, should she roll at a disadvantage because of just moving to human form?
No, because naturally, I mean, that's still part of your body. You wouldn't have lost your strength or any of your abilities by doing it. You would just lost, like, your vampiric powers. So you would still have, like, whatever strength you had before because you didn't necessarily have, like, a higher strength because you were a vampire. You just had different abilities. So, no. So you're able to still kind of keep on right now. Cargrim, you're, believe it or not, being a dwarf, you're having a tougher go than the new human. And whether you're celebrating too much that, like, you're gonna be the limelight of attention for a few hours or whatever it may be. But yeah, I feel maybe a bar fight might come involved or something like that. But yeah, you're a little sloshed. NG.
Pre-game.
Well, if I remember correctly from our research in Decadent, Asimars can't get drunk.
Yes, but you're not fully an Azamar anymore.
That's true. Okay, I rolled a 5.
Okay, yeah, you're.
Yeah, Corbin.
You're trying real hard.
No, yeah, you're the most sloshed out of everyone there. Whether it's the new form that you've taken that's like, I'm still not sure if I'm Caden or I'm NG, I don't understand, I'm having problems with my personality, maybe you're taking in too much, but believe it or not, the person who's actually really new to all this is actually being the sober one between the three of you.
I want to go up to Celeste now that I know I'm quite toasted and go, can you cry? Could you cry as a vampire? Can you cry right now that you're human? Oh my god.
What is cry?
What is this cry?
What is this cry?
One of these emotions.
Is that a secret drink? Do they have a secret drink here called cry?
You know, like when
One
you
cry,
get
please.
dirt in your eye, and your eye like gets all watery. That it's like that minus the dirt.
Like, yeah, you think about something sad and water comes out of your face. It's crazy.
It is.
I want to try the drink called cry. What's this cry drink you speak of?
That.
What is the saddest thing you can think of, Celeste? You've been telling. You gotta tell me about it.
The saddest thing I can think of right now is I still haven't tried this cry drink I'm excited about.
Oh, that's the first step. It's the
Cry about it. Cargan's gonna laugh at him.
Bad jokes for days.
For days. Where's the other one?
Nah, huh?
Isn't there the other?
I'm NG now.
We had me, and we had the one, and Celeste, and you're the other one, and the card.
Sure am.
What are we supposed to do something here?
Are we? I don't think so. That doesn't sound.
Oh, wait. I think we're supposed to get drinks for the whole group.
Let's do shots.
That sounds right.
Oh,
That
Corbin is
sounds
so
like
glad
that.
he's gone.
Aw, man.
Can we
Be a
get
bird on the
drinks to
wall.
Go.
To go.
It's not Vegas, guys. You can't just walk with it.
Now with that
Or
attitude,
New Orleans.
We're
Or New
watching
Orleans.
New Orleans, yeah, that's fair.
Taking
See,
these
more than one place does it. You don't know. It's the underworld.
Underdark.
Underworld, you know.
We're not in the
Under the
Underdark.
world.
We're in the slums.
It's fine.
Oh, pre-Underdark.
Do you guys ever think about like that time before you were born and you have like no memory of it? Isn't that crazy?
I can't say I have.
You just
I feel like you're on a whole different level with being like two people and then a new person.
But like,
And
you
she's-
weren't.
Man,
Celeste,
can I-
alright.
Were.
Alright, Celeste, evens or odds?
You're fucking weird. But I love it.
Evens. Alright, so because you guys are kind of, I don't know, maybe making a spectacle or just being loud, you are grabbing a few patrons' attention. I wasn't planning on doing this, but why not?
But fuck it.
Eventually, you grab attention of, because a couple of you are drunk, I have to go by Celeste. Celeste, give me a perception check.
Give me 1 second. Here we go. 16.
16.
Seems to be my number.
16. You notice that there's a couple people who like looked at you, looked at a piece of paper, talked amongst each other. One ran out, the other one came by, who's like a larger, like an orc, comes over by. Hey, kind of pushes Engie aside. You two look familiar.
Oh no.
I know how we're familiar. We outdrank you the last time.
Rude.
That's no.
Who?
No. Who are you?
Who are you?
Who's anybody?
Oh, Jesus.
What's that?
Alright, so 4 of us are gonna be unconscious pretty soon. Jesus.
I am the greatest new human ever.
Just kind of like looks around to the rest of the crowd. What? New human?
I am now human.
Yeah.
Cheers to all.
He immediately slams his fist on the table. Are you saying being human's better than me? Because you're human, you're better than being what I am?
What are you?
Who are you?
I'm just comparing myself to all the other humans.
As immediately two other patrons stands up behind him, he immediately grabs an axe at his side. Just lays on the table. I know who you all are, and I think you need to come with me. There's quite a big bounty on your head. And, be honest, I'm not opposed to an easy game, so come on, let's go.
Wait. What is this bounty? Is this bounty because we could outdrink everybody in this lazy town?
Hey dude, you wanna know something cool? And then want to lean closer to the guy, and then I want to cast Prestidigitation and make it smell like a really bad fart. That was you! That was you!
Off the rails.
Gross.
He smells pretty bad, but he doesn't really seem like offended by it. He just kind of like immediately kind of comes back and just kind of like, well, kind of grabs Engie by like the shirt.
Whoa.
Grabs the axe. We can do this the easy way or the hard way. And honestly, I've had enough drinks, so pick one.
I haven't. Have you had enough drinks?
I definitely haven't had enough drinks yet. It's not even closing time yet. They haven't played the song.
Are you sure you've had enough drinks? Do you maybe want to sit down and have another one with us?
I'm gonna try to intimidate him into a drink competition with us.
Okay.
Wait,
okay.
Join us?
Okay.
You listen here, and you listen good. You don't even know the first thing about drinking, and we can outdrink you in the most, like, harshest tone Celeste can do.
Immediately as like ooh.
When Celeste says you listen here and you listen good, Cargrim's gonna do
thaumaturgy.
Thank you. To like make it just kind of like boom.
They kind of give like a more impactful thing.
Emphasis on it, like listen here. Ta-da. Like,
sure. I'll let you roll intimidation check with advantage. Sure, why not?
Oh, pretty good.
Wait, I get an advantage?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because sparkles.
Right now, just so you know, Jordan can't hear any of us, Joe.
Oh.
So we're translating for him.
Okay.
Thank God it was an
He
advantage.
said that Engie said he likes it hard.
Okay. Okay. All right.
That's in response to you saying it could be easy, or we could take this the easy way
or the hard way.
He said I like it hard.
So I just want to say this.
And then Angie's like, I like it hard.
I just want to say this. I don't know how good I'm going to do this, but when we do Jordan's one-shot, this is the character I'm going to try to be to the nth level. I'm going to try to play like the most outrageous, glamorous bard kind of like that. Just for you, Jordan. Just for you.
So you think whatever character I am is going to kill you?
Yeah, right? All right, so you give enough effort to. He's just kind of looks out the, like not wanting to be like to punk out on it. You think you can drink me under the table? Immediately looks at the barkeep. Barkeep just kind of like immediately just kind of brings up just a big huge cask, and he immediately goes over there, grabs 2 big steins, fills them up all the way, spills all over the place, slams them down. Let's do this.
All right, Celeste, you got this.
All right.
Yes.
So I do have a system for drinking games in here. Hang on, I just gotta find.
You do.
Because this was done once before. I believe we did this at the beginning of the campaign 1 for drinking games. I gotta remember what the system I was for this. Okay. So, realistically, it's gonna go dexterity, constitution. So essentially dexterity to drink, constitution to essentially handle it, drink, handle it. And essentially for these, we're gonna go 3 times. So it's essentially going to be like a chase, but just dexterity con, dexterity con, dexterity con. So, Celeste, give me a dexterity check.
11.
Okay, he got a 9.
Damn.
So you did better. All right, constitution check.
12.
Natural 20. So you're able to drink more faster, but he's like immediately he's able to, not to make this sound weird, but he swallows it quicker.
That's because you haven't been drinking as much as I had. I've been lubricated.
Oh God.
We're going for it. We're going for it. The ship has sailed.
So as you guys immediately start chugging down, you get like a head start.
9 and we just jumped in.
You get like you immediately get like a head start. But after like a couple seconds, he immediately kind of like gets into it and starts getting a little bit ahead of you. So dexterity check again.
Ugh. 9.
13. Constitution check.
Oh, what the heck? 9.
Also 9. So at this point, he's getting a little bit ahead of you. He's almost done, and you are slowly behind. Last one. If you can get a natural 20 ahead of him, you can beat him. Otherwise, he wins.
You got this.
So dexterity.
Inspiration.
19. He got a 13. Constitution check.
Celeste.
15.
Okay. Unfortunately, near the end, he's able to finish his drink, and you're about 2 seconds behind. As he immediately slams down his stein, looks at you. Now that I put you in your place, grabs back his axe. Grabs back his axe. Now you can come with me. Yeah. Now you can come with me. We played your game. As everybody just kind of like stands there and just kind of like watches what happens. Maybe like a couple of people kind of like pull back some tables. Even like the barkeep kind of like puts some of the fragile stuff down. Kind of waiting to see what's going to happen as he kind of like lifts up his axe. And a couple of people behind them kind of like pulls out like short blades from behind their back.
I'm going to look at him and then look at the bartender and be like, hey barkeep, this guy's taking me on a date. He said he'll pay for my tab. Let's go.
Have fun. Be safe. Meet you at the bathhouse later.
Well, obviously you can see that we have protection.
Obviously.
He just looks at you, well, very cute, but immediately puts his hand on Cargrim. You too.
No, I'm
You think? All right, fair enough. As he grabs you by the armor, he's gonna do a strength check. I need you to give me a competing strength check.
Oh, that should be.
No.
Oh no!
It's so
Oh no!
I got 13.
Okay, you beat him by 1.
Oh.
Yeah!
As he picks you up by the armor, you immediately just kind of like put your weight back down in the chair as he immediately like lets go.
I imagine it being like, no.
No,
Like...
get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape.
I feel like somewhere Fig is here feeling a sense of disturbance.
Right.
He's about to go kill
Yeah, like back over to the Thieves Guild, Fig is just like They're doing something stupid right now.
Stupid, yep. Corbin's just walking to the enchantment shop like, I shouldn't have left them. I shouldn't have left them. I should not have left them.
So we're gonna pause.
Like, okay, who do I have to kill?
We are gonna pause on that for a second. We are gonna take a break. We're gonna take a 5-minute break. We're gonna let everybody kind of vent out, get a drink, go to the bathroom. Everybody's watching. Do not go far. We will be back in 5 minutes.
Okay, I think Jordan said he's gonna try and fix his stuff. So,
sounds good.
Yeah.
5 minutes. We'll be right back.
This is a pound cake soaked in whiskey simple syrup and with a brown butter cream cheese frosting.
Yo.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's so rich I didn't even finish it. And I took a small bite.
Bring it over here. I'll have some.
So yummy. I just put it through the screen.
All right, so one tidbit, because I did bring it up, because some of you will not be at next weekend's festivities, and I was gonna promise you all that we are gonna go through the synopsis. The main thing to know for is that it's gonna have a Ruby theme to it. So if any of you have not watched Ruby, this will have a through Ruby inspired theme to it.
Ooh.
Not mechanic wise, but story basis.
Hell yeah.
And I did change it, so this will actually not happen during now. It's actually going to happen in a couple years after this campaign.
And it's not going to be like your other Ruby
No,
campaign
it's not going to.
Scared the shit out of us?
Oh, that will. Yeah, it will. That will. Oh, yeah, it will. All right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, don't you know?
So, Alora, as an answer to your private question you sent, yes, you have that, which is why I made you roll for it.
Got it.
Otherwise, you would automatically just been taken down.
Which
is why I looked at your sheets first. I'm like, let's see if she has this.
I even looked at it before the session and thought I need to remember.
Because you have alerts, but you don't have you don't have like an immunity to fear or like anything like that. So it's like you can't be surprised, but you can still be taken. There's a by surprise. Correct. Yes.
Okay.
All right. So we're gonna move away from the ensuing bar brawl possibly happening. We're gonna follow Corbin as Corbin's heading over to the shop.
I'm guessing we're back fully. Sorry, I was like.
Yes, we are back.
Eating my cake.
Yes,
Sorry.
You're back.
Sorry, everybody.
Don't worry, I'm gonna be eating my cake too. So.
I was gonna say, do you know how many times we've all eaten on the stream? You're fine.
Right? It's constant.
But I didn't have my mic muted, so you're probably hearing me chew.
This is the ambience.
Oh. Yeah, ambience of D&D.
ASMR.
Oh my god.
All right, so Corbin, where are we going?
To the Enchantment Shop, because I'm hoping to sell some potions that I've had in my inventory for forever and don't think I'm ever gonna use, and I need money. So hopefully the Enchantment Shop is the place to do that.
Okay, so you do get into the Enchantment Shop. Compared to the other Enchantment Shops, this one is not that extravagant. It's a simple store. It looks like it has some elegant weapons. It looks like there's a very specific kind of crossbow on the back wall behind the counter, as it's like only signature piece. But there are some potions across the place. It looks kind of like an all general shop, but more with specific items in mind.
Okay.
There is a excuse me. There is a grizzly half elf that's standing behind the counter. The building's not that big. Looks right at you. Welcome in, sir. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I have some potions that I've kind of been hanging on to for a while, and I don't really have a need for them, and I was wondering if you'd be interested in buying them off of me?
It depends on what you got.
I have 2 potions of I have 2 potions of clairvoyance and then an oil of etherealness.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could definitely take those. I don't know what you're looking for, but for the lot of it, I can probably give you 50 gold pieces.
That's honestly more than I've had in quite some time.
Fair enough. All right, so immediately just opens up a little chest, pulls out a bag of 50 gold pieces, put on the table, takes the potions and the oils, the vials.
Oil.
The oil from you. Is there anything else that I can help you with?
Not at the immediate moment. I am gonna take a gander if you don't mind. I'm kind of, I guess, in a rediscovery period, so I might be looking to
Fair enough.
Purchase some things once I get a little bit more financially stable.
Okay. When you walk around, you can see it. They have kind of like almost every kind of oil for coating. Mm-hmm. Oils of sharpness, etherealness, all the different kinds. The one thing they don't carry is simple potions, but it looks like they carry very... Almost looks like custom-made potions, like that are like, you heal yourself, plus you also get this in the process.
Okay.
And like I said, there's one crossbow that looks exquisitely enchanted on the back wall. There's like a couple weapons, but realistically, there's like 4 weapons in total that are enchanted in the whole place.
Okay. I have money!
She's gone back
all my place.
I'm like doing a little mini Scrooge McDuck. Money. I have things. How much would it be? I'm gonna go back and ask how much it would be to have, a weapon of my own enchanted.
Well,
can you do that? Is that a thing?
We can enchant weapons here. It does take some time. I mean, I would do it myself, and since I really have a couple employees, if it's a simple enchantment, they could probably get it to you in 3 days. If you're looking for something complex, could be at least a month.
No, simple's fine. Again, I don't really have anything specific that I'm looking for, so I mean anything that just it's and I'll hand him my longsword and how much would it be just for a simple? I'll let you dealer's choice, but something simple like.
Like, are you giving him a standard longsword, or are you to give him like an enchanted longsword?
No, it's just a basic ass longsword.
Okay. Well, I mean, longswords are easy. Most blades are. If you just want me to just make it a little more potent, I could probably get it done in a few days. If you want me to give it some kind of elemental property, maybe 4 days. It's up to you.
Yeah, but how much of this money would it cost to?
Oh, if you're planning to do the bare minimum, it's gonna be at least 400 gold pieces. So like, if you want to just add fire, if you just want to add basic fire to it, it's 400 gold. If you want to make it a +1, it's like 800 gold.
Okay, good to know.
Enchanting Weapons is actually extremely expensive, which is why most people don't actually do it. But it's easier to like say that you have like an actually like, if you decided to pick an enchantress or subclass, you could actually do this shit and make a side business out of it. Yeah.
Cool. And I take it if I had other weapons that I'm not, because I have so much shit that in my inventory that I'm not using. If I had weapons to sell, would that be here or in the weapon shop? Depending on, I'm asking you as Joe.
What are you trying to do?
If I have like a couple extra weapons that I'm not using, would that be to sell them? Would that be here or the weapon shop?
So technically, no matter what shop you're at, if they at least sell weapons, you can sell weapon to them. Naturally, it's I mean, buyers setting usually kind of states that you probably want to sell it at a source that's going to give you the most for it, which would be the weapon shop.
Cool.
Like, you wouldn't want to sell enchanted armor at a weapon shop. You'd want to sell it at an armor shop, but you could still sell it at a weapon shop, kind of like that. Yeah. So go to the place that kind of like primarily does it, because they could probably give you a better value for what it's worth.
Cool. Yeah, Corbin will like make a little mental note of like, okay, how much it would be to get something enchanted, and is now he's just on a mission because he wants to get as far away from the Three Stooges as he possibly can.
Curly.
Wow.
And then he's gonna start making his way back towards the bathhouse, since that's what they're meeting, and I believe the weapon shop is on the way. So he's gonna make a pit stop and then kind of serpentine his way.
Serpentine! Okay.
He's keeping it simple. He's got things that he's carrying that he's not using, and
trying to make the money.
Money.
He also is trying to keep his mental state occupied, because he doesn't want to let his mind wander. Otherwise, he's going to have an existential crisis like NG is about not existing. So
it's fine.
I want to exist.
Keep himself busy. He's trying to keep himself busy.
Okay. No, excuse me. Okay, so we're gonna go back into the Thieves Guild with Fig. Okay.
All right.
So you are dressed. No one noticed you change. What would you like to do?
I was gonna go out that door that I saw a person go out.
Okie dokie. So, oh, come on. Fine. All right. So you're able to
Step
follow them
cloud
out the
she
door.
went over
Yep.
here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you make your way out. You do look around. They did get a little bit ahead of you, but you're able to see them. It looks like they're heading south on the path.
Okay. I'm going to follow, but not super close and stealthy like.
Okay.
I'm going to be following stealthy like.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Sure.
24.
24.
Okay. So, as you're moving at a pace, the person is just walking regularly. If you're moving at stealth, you're going to be moving a little bit slower, but you're able to keep your eye on them. As you're kind of moving behind certain buildings, make sure they don't see you. As they turn around, you're able to blend in a little bit so they don't notice that you're actually following.
I look like a gnome.
You eventually keep following. As they make their way into the bathhouse, they stop in front of, like, the inn. They look at it. They almost look like they're about to go in, and they decide to look on the other side and see the bathhouse, and they head inside the bathhouse instead.
Gonna follow.
Okay.
Just slowly.
Okay. The bathhouse itself doesn't actually have, like, a door in front of it. It kind of has, like, large, like, silk curtains in front. The only place in this whole area which is very extravagant. Floors, pillars, walls are all white marble. As you immediately walk in, you see everything from people just taking a dip to get massages of different kinds, from hand massages to back massages, and then it looks like there's private rooms that seem to be for more inviting purposes. There is someone at the front desk that as you walk in, you see that this person just got an okay from someone at the desk as they move in. As you start walking in behind them, as a person at the desk, welcome in. What can I do for you?
Just looking around.
Do you have an appointment?
Nope.
Unfortunately, we only do take appointments. If you wanted a tour, we could.
Tours?
We do tours. I mean, I don't have anybody available for you right now, but if you come back maybe in an hour.
I was really looking forward to a tour now.
Well, I mean, I unfortunately there's nothing I can do. My hands are tied. I'm the only one here right now. I gotta man the counter, but I promise you that if you come back in an hour,
do you have a pamphlet that I could, or a map I could just kind of tour myself?
Give me a persuasion check. Give me a persuasion check.
Sure. 13.
Immediately just kind of goes down, grabs a little, a piece of paper that kind of has a layout of the place, and hands it over to you. Well, here's the map. I still can't really let you walk around. I mean, if you can stay within eye shot, you can go anywhere within eye shot, but, just so you know, I mean, you got to get a membership here to get any kind of privileges, so you can't really get anything done. All the rooms will be locked, but you can at least stay in the main atrium.
Okay. I started just walking around.
Okay.
Thanks. Do I see where the one dude went to?
You at the last second you see him go to one of the not the furthest door, but a couple doors closest to it, as it looks like he enters into a further hallway and then closes the door behind him.
Okay. Is there... What did the outside of this building look like again? Sorry.
So the outside of the building itself is squared off. It's the only building in the area that actually has like palm trees and different kind of brush line to it. It does have, on each side, it does have like large windows because since it is kind of like a steam bathhouse, it needs to exhume all the actual steam out of it. So there is actually like giant like exposed walls on each side. And then in the backyard, essentially, so like back here is actually like a full like fledged like relaxing backyard that's actually secluded by a fence for like the more expensive guests.
Okay. So can I tell from just where they went that there would be like windows on the outside?
They went into some kind of room.
Okay.
They went into a room. If you looked at the map itself, the map shows that they went into some kind of private suite. It's actually labeled as Suite 4.
Okay, then I'm gonna go out of the bathhouse and give the front desk person their map back, say, save some paper.
Save some paper?
Yeah, because he gave me, I don't want to take it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
To make another map, you know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Kind of
okay. Fair enough.
And then I'm going to, seeing that I saw them pause in front of the inn, I'm gonna go in the inn. I wouldn't know at this time that Elle had gotten unless I had been able to overhear, but I doubt I would have overheard. But the fact that they paused in front of the inn, I'm just gonna go in the inn.
Okay. You head into the inn. The person at the front desk is kind of has her head in a book. Doesn't really notice that you walked in. What do you want to do?
Do they have like a
directory?
A wall where do they have a wall with like where the keys are on it that say which ones are taken?
They do have a counter, and then behind the counter there is like a tacked wall that actually shows like the number above the key hook.
Okay.
And it does show 5, 7, 9, 10, and A1 are taken.
Okay. I'm going to just gonna walk, like sneak by the person in their...
It's not hard. They're not even noticing they don't even notice you're there.
Okay. I'm just gonna go look or start to go listen to all the doors that were full.
Okay. Alright. So... First one is 5. Give me a perception check on 5.
Okay.
Doggy.
16.
For a second, you don't hear anything. And you're like, okay, nothing. As you pull away, you hear just a sudden thud. And then as someone starts to sound like they're dragging something across the ground. Something light. But you can hear a body being dragged on the ground as you kind of hear it's like, God damn it, this was too early for this. I gotta get this taken care of quick before it becomes too much of a hassle.
Is there a crack under the door?
There is. It's very slight. It's probably just enough for a single, like maybe an eye hole, depending on the angle.
I'm gonna look under the door.
Okay. You would have to get a pretty good perception check, but you can try.
Okay. Perception.
18. You only get enough to see that you see like occasionally, like whenever the boot drops to the ground, you see dirty boots. You can actually see that there was like, almost as you look at the ground, you almost see like someone was walking with dirty boots here and they must have tried to wipe them behind themselves. You can kind of see some smear marks on the ground. And occasionally, every couple seconds, you see green skin as it's touching the ground.
I'm going. Is it big enough to throw some bear ball, whatever the
ball
thing
bearings?
Ball bearings.
Yes, those things under the
Bear
door.
balls.
Yeah, I mean,
know what it's. I can't remember what the name of them. Sorry, guys.
yeah, I mean,
Balls.
yeah, you can throw some ball bearings in it.
Okay, I'm going to do that. Throw
Okay.
a few.
All right.
As closer to the like dirty boots, like the foot of whoever I see.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Sure.
26.
26.
All right, so you're able to toss them underneath properly enough to hit their shoe, but not enough to like make them slip on or anything like that. But they immediately kind of like stop as they drop down the body. The hell was that?
Oh.
As immediately picks it up. The hell? Fuck. Immediately runs to the door as you hear steps come into the door really, really fast. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna, how does the door swing?
Looking at it, it looks like the doors swing into the room, not out in the hallway.
Okay, but where, so if they...
The hinge is on your right side.
Okay, so I'm going to step by the side of the door with my dagger out.
Okay. As you sit there waiting, all of a sudden it stops. You hear something, like someone's listening on the other side. Give me a stealth check. Like someone's trying to listen to see if someone's on the other side of the door.
33.
Jesus Christ. Okay. It's like...
I'm a ghost!
It's like, what the hell?
I'm a tiny ghost. I'm a goblin. Or
A gnome ghost.
I'm a gnome ghost.
Ghosty gnome.
As
The
he...
ghost of gnomes past.
As you can see, the doorknob's starting to turn a little bit slowly. It's like, no, I don't have time for this. As he immediately runs back, and you can kind of hear him pick something up, and he jams it into the door. As you can see him run.
Okay.
God, I've done this too... Oh, God damn, I gotta do this quick. As you can just hear him like, lift something up, and he starts running as you can hear a window open. As you hear someone jump down.
Is there a window at the end of the hall?
No, there is not, because the end of the hall leads into two larger rooms.
Okay. So would there be so you said so is there so like there is service exit or anything like that?
Unfortunately not. As far as the hallway, there isn't. There might be something in another room, but all it is a long hallway. Like 1, 2, 4, 6. So 4 rooms on each side, and then 2 large rooms at the end. But there's no like supply closets or like emergency rooms or anything like that. Just like rooms.
So what? Do I see any of the rooms that are actually like open, like they were trying to clean them or anything?
Oh no, they're all closed.
Okay. What side of the building is the where they dropped it down? That side? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So in the door, the entrance to the inn is like right underneath.
Yeah, that little cove right in there is the entrance.
Okay. So I'm gonna dash down stairs.
Okay. What's your movement speed?
Let me see. 30.
30. Okay, so you start moving at 60 feet of movement speed as you start running. Just give me an acrobatics check. I just want to see if you lose footing anywhere. Not bad. Okay.
19.
So you're starting to run your way down as you, roughly about a couple turns, you make your way outside. Do you want to try to intervene to the window as quickly as possible?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to that side.
Okay. You immediately head out that side. As you can, they immediately evaded you, but you do see that they're heading into the Thieves Guild. But they're taken in this door.
Which door again? How far away? How far away are they from me?
Based off distance, they're roughly about 120 feet. And they're running at full speed.
Okay.
Also, to put in perspective, they also got like a blanket over L, so it doesn't obviously look like they're like kidnapping somebody. In case that was a question.
He's in a pillow sack. A pillowcase.
So you said 100 and such and
120.
whatever amount. Okay, 120. All right. I'm going to dash to that side because technically that's the entrance I can go in.
Okay. So as you try to get in, you get there. You get there a couple like 10 seconds behind them. As you make your way in, you get lost kind of in a crowd. We're gonna pause on you for a second. We're gonna head over to Hal.
Yep.
Okay, Hal. Out of coincidence, as you're like starting to like kind of give up, it's like, okay, maybe this isn't what I was supposed to do. You all of a sudden see someone sprinting with like what looks like a bag of like something over their shoulder, and then like 10 seconds later, you just see like a gnome, a male gnome, like crazily running in the same direction with like furious.
Female gnome.
Oh, I thought you were a male. Okay, female gnome.
Female.
No, female.
Okay, female gnome chasing in like a furious rage right behind.
Oh, that looks suspicious. Let's. Sure, let's go over there. Sure. And so they're heading towards the back left door.
Yep.
Can I shoot an arrow?
Someone's mic is having a.
I think it's Jordan's mic, but. Or is it your fish tank?
Sorry.
There's like a buzzsaw in the background. Like, what is happening?
Is it in my line of sight that I can shoot an arrow at the person?
Oh no.
Let me see. Let me roll for it.
Which person? Are you going to specify which person?
I mean,
it's
the
not
one
so
with
nice
the
getting
sack.
shot, is it? Not so nice getting arrowed, is it?
You deserve
I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna shoot that person.
Okay. Give me evens or odds. Evens or odds.
Ooh, odds.
Okay, let's see. Okay. You can certainly try.
Please don't shoot me.
Oh, right. Alright. Oh, not with that roll.
What'd you get?
16.
Okay.
16.
Due to the quick movement and you doing it very last second, not putting too much thought into it, you pull back the bow and you immediately fire it off. Fig, in front of your eyes, all of a sudden, as you're chasing, you randomly, as like you're moving, just a little bit ahead of you in speed as an arrow. You don't get enough time to process it, but it immediately, like, just slides against the guy's leg as he kind of like trips, falls, and kind of slams against the wall. Alora, you're gonna take
close enough to him?
No, it's not gonna slow him down enough for you to catch up. But Alora, you are gonna take some damage.
Oh no!
Uh-oh.
Better than getting kidnapped.
Alora, you take.
Kidnapped and damaged.
So as he falls to his right side in, which is the side that he's holding on to Alora, he kind of falls to his side as he kind of slams like your left side of your body into the wall, and you take 10 points of damage.
That's a bump.
It's a bump. You'll be fine. As he
Adds to the cosplay.
He doesn't even look back as he keeps running. At that point, I'm gonna say figure like 8 seconds behind instead of 10. Then.
Sure. I guess after I fire the arrow, me and Eos will follow in pursuit.
Okay. Because you fired the arrow at that time, you would have seen the gnome head ahead, so you're technically behind the gnome. So at this point, it's in 8 seconds. Fig, Then about another 6 seconds, Hal. Okay.
Yep.
This has to be very particular.
Two
alright.
sets of Three Stooges, we got this.
Yeah. So, Fig, first off, as you enter into the room, give me a perception check.
Sure.
Oh, Fig.
16.
16. Because the room is still very crowded, it is hard to tell where this person went. You immediately start trying to figure out there's a few things that you notice about them. 1, human. 2, they are blonde with a long tied back hair, and they are wearing a very sophisticated cloak. Also, they are obviously carrying someone on their shoulder. Immediately, you do not see anyone at first glance. Taking in that time while you're standing there, immediately you get run into behind by Hal, as he immediately rushes in and slams into you.
Hey, sorry about that. Watch where you're going. I'm trying to follow these people.
You really
So I
say
wouldn't
I'm
know.
trying to follow them?
Yeah. So I didn't know Fig transformed.
No, you don't know.
I didn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't know.
No, I don't know.
No.
Oh.
Yep. I just look up at you and just be like, maybe you should watch where you're going.
Oh no.
Fight! I don't have time for this. So I'm just gonna walk past, run past them, and try to keep up.
Are you still hold down to your bow?
No, it'll be like in my, in the back.
Okay. Alright, so Hal, give me a perception check, see if you can find this person. You have less to go off of than Fig, but if you get a good enough perception check, you might be able to find them.
I'm just thinking maybe he
use
can
a
make
lucky
a
point.
distraction, and I can take that to advantage.
What'd you get, Hal?
I'm gonna use a lucky point since I had a 3.
Okay. You almost run out of lucky points.
No, I got one more. So I got 16. So 16 plus 3 is 19. Plus it was perception check.
Yeah.
Plus 7.
Okay.
That's a number. Lucky.
You start looking around as you try to take into account the room. You look around. Due to maybe just a little bit more of a height advantage than you have over Fig's current form, you're able to see that there is someone up on the floor that has all the elite members on them that immediately brought a black sack of something to another person, immediately bowed forward and sat at the table.
Oh, I'm in trouble.
I'm knowing that I'm dashing. I'm going as fast as I can.
Oh, shit. Okay. All right. As you start making your way up there, I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
This would be great.
Because you are dashing, so you are losing out on the dexterity saving throw. So disadvantage.
So the first roll is a 13. Second roll is a 14.
Okay.
And you said that was a
Saving throw.
Dex.
Saving throw.
Dex throw.
Yep. So that'd be with a plus 8 on 13.
13.
So yeah. So 13 plus 8 would be at 21.
Okay. And that's you have a plus 8 for your saving throw?
Yeah. For Dex.
Oh. Okay.
I have a plus 9. So
Okay.
makes sense.
Sure.
Well,
Okay. As you immediately see two guys immediately try to stop you, one tries to grab you, is able to kind of like fly a little bit above to kind of move us against his arms. Another one grabs you by your legs and drop you to the ground. You take no damage, but he immediately stops you before you get up to the fifth step. As he holds you by your leg and he looks at you, where the hell do you think you're going? As everybody just kind of stops, just kind of dumbfounded that someone tries to run up the steps. Fake, what's up?
Can I take advantage of the distraction?
Sure.
I'm glad I'm the distraction here. It's cool.
So while obviously, because I'm sure when he tried to move up there, it parted so I could see what the hell was going on. Right?
I mean,
people parted.
Some people stopped where they're going. Some people didn't really necessarily part the Red Sea, but it's less mobile of a crowd, so you can just take one spot. You can find the right point.
Okay, so can I see which side of whatever? Because it's a platform that they sit on, right?
So yeah, so think of it as like they're going to a second floor, but instead of it just being a whole floor, it's just a single room without a door, and it's just like an exposed room, and right. it's just like a loft.
So it doesn't have a railing.
It has no railing. So with the exception of
it's just a platform.
With the exception of the side where the steps go onto, the other sides have walls, and then it has itself the ceiling. So it's like just a room where instead of a door, it's just an exposed wall that leads down steps.
Oh, okay.
The room is just like
where you...
The room is like our bar, where it's just a little bit bigger than the table inside.
Okay. So what side is where they put the sack?
So the person who ran up there with them came up on the left side of the table, dropped the sack down in the center of the table, and was speaking to someone to the left of them. So you wouldn't be able to see the person they're talking to from your distance.
Okay. But there's walls, right?
There's walls there.
I thought there wasn't walls.
No, there's walls there.
And there's a ceiling?
Yep.
Like a roof?
It's not connected to the roof of the to the building, but it looks like it's meant to be a secure room this way, where you can only get in from one side.
Okay, that makes sense. Actually, what I'm going to do is slightly change my look while everyone's being confused, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to, because I have the ability and because I saw it, and I also was in this place probably about more than 3 hours before. I'm going to make it so that looks like I have one of those pendants on me. Like disguise myself to look like it. Like
so you're gonna still look like your gnome form, but with a pendant on. I'm gonna need very specific explanation of how this is gonna look.
No, I'm going to look like one of the random thieves I saw earlier with one of the pendants on, because I would have, if I had been there long enough in 3 hours, I have the ability that I can, where is it? Go to my traits again.
Disguise or something.
There's an ability that is imposter. You can gain the ability to inherently mimic anyone that speech, writing, behavior, studies. If you had studied them for at least 3 hours, you have advantages on your deception checks.
As clever as that would be, you did not get to study them for 3 hours, though. They would have been coming and going so much, you wouldn't have enough time to do it. I will allow a halfway point. I'll allow you to say that you can transform into one of them. Maybe you got enough to mimic a behavior, but it would not be perfect. So take that with what you will. If you want to still do it, I'll allow you to change into that person. Specifically, the only one I will allow you to do, because of the fact that they would have gone up and down the steps while you were there, would have been the Tiefling. So I will allow you to do the male Tiefling. You would have gotten at least some behaviors, but only the behaviors you would have seen.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be a perfect, but you could do it.
Okay. And with my actual, regular abilities and my own pendant, I should be able to match what they exactly look like height-wise and everything.
So you'll be able to look exactly like them. You'll at least be able to get a mannerism of what you saw of them, but if they have any other mannerisms you didn't see, you will not be able to copy. So just because you did not get it long enough, so this is well make the extent of what you can get. But you can hide if you want to go hide back in the shadows and turn your form. You can.
Yep, gonna do that.
Okay. So
I'm gonna look around to make sure that Tiefling isn't, around.
Okay. Give me a perception check with advantage because you're looking for a very specific person. Actually, investigation. I'm sorry, investigation. But you did. Oh, you did perception already. Investigation. 17. Okay. Since you're looking for the very specific person, you do not see them, and you're pretty confident that they are not at least on this floor. But you're not able to see who's on the second floor. At least not in the room, but who's on like the outer railing of the second floor, because that's the second
fine.
Floor. Okay.
That's fine. I'm just going to look like them, and I'm going to walk up the stairs nonchalant like.
Okay. As you transform into roughly like a bluish tiefling, 6 foot, curved horns, aimed forward, wearing a very slimmed out, kind of more of an elegant styled cloak. You got the specific membership badge, kind of like attached to like almost like a wristlet, but it looks like you would hide it in your glove if you needed to, like almost like you could like if you tuck like something when you're cold and you put it inside your glove to kind of keep it mobile. Okay, so you're able to transform into the person. Do you just start walking up there?
Yeah, I'll pause when they're like obviously messing with Hal and be kind of like looking at him like, what the hell are you doing? And like looking at him like,
how are you doing?
No, like, you know, like how they would like, and normally I wouldn't let him get further ahead, you know, kind of thing.
Okay. So
and be ready to like help throw him off the stairs if needed.
The guards just look at you. Oh, Tarkin, we did not know you came back. Sorry, we'll get this whelp out of your way immediately.
Okay.
I just like kind of nod.
Okay. They immediately drag you out, like holding your arms, and immediately throw you out the front door as you immediately feel like your membership has been discontinued. Hal. So you're outside at this point.
Oh.
But you take no damage.
I can't fight my way?
Oh, you can certainly try if you want to. Just remember...
Alright.
Keep making a distraction. It's fine. Keep going. Make a distraction. It's fine.
Or I'll plead my case a little bit, I guess.
Okay, so you're being pulled out. You're gonna have to plead your case as you're being pulled. So as you're being pulled, what do you do?
I will say I am running, or I'm very excited to stop this person who is stealing some of my possessions and stuff that I've been tracking down this creature, and they stole what I had, and I'm coming after them.
You were talking to the wrong people for that. If you wanted to do this correctly and you knew how this worked, you would have talked to the right people inside there for thieving, but you did it wrong. If you want to try again, you can figure out...
Who stole it? Can I at least get the dignity of knowing who stole my stuff? Who came after it?
Give me a deception check.
Ooh.
This is going so well, guys.
10.
They look at you. Look, man, we do not know nor do we care who stole your stuff, but feel free to come back, but you're going to have to figure out the code again. As they immediately just throw you outside, walk backwards as the door reforms itself back up. Okay, so, Fig, you're walking back up the steps. As you immediately go up there, you see yourself a large, like 6-person table, even though it really only is supposed to kind of looks like it only has 5 chairs. 2 on each side, and then 1 at the further end that's holding a dragonborn at the end, Krios. Very, like, beautiful, like, mahogany table, very prestigious piece. It looks like the center has an etching of the symbol that has the locket on it that you guys have for your badge. Just stand up there, you see every seat's been taken, and then there's the additional person who grabbed Alora. Stand up there, they all look at you. What are you doing here? You're supposed to be out. You know the rules. You weren't supposed to come back.
What we got there?
Just looks. I mean, that's as like the one who's like standing on to the left of you that took the body. As you see another, what looks like an elf but looks kind of like almost has had too many grisly battles. The ear's kind of like eaten, like almost kind of like someone took some chomps out of the ear. Got some scars over the eyes. Has been through some grisly battles. Kind of sits there. Look, you have your job, I have my job. The whole rule we all know is we're not supposed to investigate each other's stuff. You have your own thing you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I took that to heart.
You sure you got the right person?
Just looks back at the blonde elf. Doesn't even lift up the blanket. You got the goblin, right? Yeah, positive it was the goblin. Blue hair, green, everything. Oh, you got the right one. Satisfied?
There's been a couple goblins around. Are you sure it's the right one?
Krios just looks at you, just kind of like puts his elbow on the table, just uses his sword. This is very out of character for you. You've never taken this much interest in another person's job. Just kind of stares you down. Just kind of like looking at you. Almost looks like the way that he's looking at you, based off of his eyes, almost looks like he can kind of... It almost kind of doesn't necessarily feel violated, but you almost feel like he almost has an extra set of vision that he's seen at you. As he kind of like curls up like kind of like a little bit of his, of like the beak of his face as he looks at you. Just give me a deception check. Not even off to say anything, I just want a deception check.
Do I technically get it at advantage or no? Because we're doing half.
Well, would the ability give you advantage on this on deception?
Yes.
Okay, so it'd just
that
be regular.
Ability,
It would
if
just
it was after. Okay.
It would just be regular.
Oh, dear. Let's open it.
Oh wow,
22.
Jesus. Okay, so he just looks at you. The grizzly elf just looks at Krios. Krios, we have rules here. He should not be interfering. He just kind of like puts up his hand as they all just kind of calm down, puts his hands down, almost like it's a sign of like quiet, almost like a gavel.
I'm trying to be as respectful as I am when I say any of this. It's not like it's just asking the question. I don't like try to do any like plead my case or anything. Just
from hell.
Just looks.
No, I'm just.
Well, Krios mentions this seems to be a little bit more exciting, and I'm quite intrigued. But he kind of like looks up at a timepiece that's on the wall. I believe this is actually our ending time. All of you know your jobs. Keep going. You stay.
To me?
Mm-hmm.
Guessing?
Yeah.
Okay.
As they all get up, one starts grabbing the body. He looks. Leave the body here. But that's art. If we figure this out, you can come back. For right now, I must have words. Go. Of course. Of course. As they all start heading down, some of them leaving the whole building themselves, he steps up, doesn't even acknowledge you, walks past you, puts his hand on the wall as you immediately see some kind of glyph activate. As immediately the entrance that you saw immediately turns into like a almost kind of like a two-sided window, like a sheet just kind of like appears.
Yep.
Well, I know you're not a tiefling. So, what do you want?
I think whoever that person was, has the wrong person.
How do you know who they want?
Well, there was earlier some ruckus going on with a goblin talking about finding Koa and a whole bunch of other people and saying that the platinum dealing, and then a random, bird man talking to another goblin when I've been here for a few hours and I've only seen one goblin and it was a girl.
Do me a favor. This facade you got on, mind turn it off?
Sure. And I go back to the gnome size.
As if his eyes does not decrease to you. Look. As he's like looking above you.
Mm-hmm.
One more chance. Let's be honest with each other. True form, or this is gonna get it ugly.
Okay. So, question for you, just if I may ask. Do you want my form that I normally go by? Or my actual true form?
Just kind of like backs up, kind of sits down at one of the chairs. Whatever you see yourself as. Don't impersonate as anybody else. Just whoever you see yourself as.
I turn back into my male form.
Better. I'm not an unfair man. And as many thieves are, where some might see problems, I see an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I could have easily alerted the rest of them that you were not who you say you are, but there can be promise in this kind of thing. You want your friend.
You seem like a fair person when it comes to that kind of thing.
I have my position for a reason. He kind of goes over to the side of one of his pockets and he opens up a vial. As he kind of like twists off the cap, you can kind of see like a purple mist kind of coming from it. It kind of waves it a little bit for a couple passes in front of Alora's nose. As Alora, you start kind of like vaguely kind of like open up your eyes, groggy, but you start waking up. There.
Oh, is she on mute?
Oh, I guess that looked kind of funny, not knowing what I said.
It looked alright. I got it.
I reach for my dagger, just like not really seeing, but kind of feeling around and readying it. Like, who's there?
Do I see them do that?
Do what?
Hun? Where they're like readying their dagger, or is it because they're in a bag? I wouldn't know.
Oh no, the bag is like the bag is like rolled down to like the waistline, so you would see her trying to go for the dagger.
I just put my hand on their hand, and to stop them.
I'm stabbing your hand because I don't know who you are.
Well,
really, because like you would be able to see me because the bag is open.
They're in their regular form. No, you can see them correctly. You're just a little bit like phasey.
Never mind then.
Yep, you're good.
I thought I was like lazy. Like,
you're like.
Okay, I'm not.
Retribution.
Krios just looks at you. I did you a favor. The contract was supposed to be for another goblin. Obviously, a mistake was happened. I apologize, but I created no problems. Your friend is here. We're all good. But now I need a favor. I'm in a kind of a predicament, and you have a certain, let's say, skill set that I require.
Okay.
Please, sit. Both of you.
I just like help Elle off the table.
Glare at him and say, "What do you mean contract?"
I don't know the details of another goblin there they were trying to get. Obviously, there was a misunderstanding, and they must have grabbed you. But I know that the contract will serve a goblin of your shape and your hair color, no, actually, no, you look very similar to the goblin.
I just chuckle.
What? So we all look alike?
Ooh. Hold
He
on.
immediately pulls up like...
Hashtag racist.
He immediately just pulls up like... He goes to his scrolls. Oh, bear with me. Being very calm about it. And he kind of throws on a scroll for Koa. Take away a couple scars and you look exactly like this person.
I'm just like, oh.
I mean,
Oh, you don't scream, that's my
I'm gonna
uncle
step
this
back.
time?
Nope. I thought they were looking. Man, my whole plan was that they would find Kai and Ko would try and get Kai, and it backfired on me.
Clearly, this is.
Back and like, gosh, damn it.
Clearly, you are trying to accomplish something. I can also help out with that. I'm asking for a simple favor, and I can give you another favor in response.
Favors.
You look like you're trying to get something done, and well, I am the head of this area's guild. If you need something done, I can at least assist you by giving you some information. But something has to be done from me. I've already assisted with this part. And realistically, as he looks back over at Fig, as he kind of like puts his hand against his like the bone right by his eyes, you can see his eye colors consistently change between blues, greens, and silvers. There's not much I don't see, and if I decide to be any other kind of thief, I would have had you hanged by whatever form that you were. So, can we talk, or
Yeah, we can talk.
Okay. So,
what are you offering? Or what's your favor?
Well, I'm offering to help you with whatever contract that you're trying to do. You need to find someone, or you need to stop a contract from happening, I can make that happen. You need information on where to find them, or you need resources to get there, I can do it.
Okay. And what do you want in return?
Pulls out another scroll, throws it on the table. As you see something that's missing a signature. You know the Colosseum, yes?
Mm-hmm.
You seem quite able. You wouldn't have come up here if you didn't have courage, and based off of your ability to grab a dagger quickly, I'm sure that you've been around a few battles and probably taken a few lives. That's more than most would say that they've gone into that Colosseum. Currently, I have a, let's say, colleague that is boasting about her new fighter. You go in for 4 matches, depending on if the Don is pleased and offers another one, possibly. You go in for 4 matches. Win. We'll call this off clear. I'll give you all the information you need, whatever help I can give without officially offering my own body as help. And then we can become friends.
Do you know anything about this boasting fighter?
Well, Anessa likes to pick fighters all the time, but she rarely boasts about most of them. I don't know the details. She's keeping it very hush-hush, but she's saying this one's... Well, apparently this one's quite an animal.
I know a few animals.
You hear that, Gramps? You're an animal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Savage.
She could be lying, but I don't know if you know about how the lords deal with the games, but we put quite a hefty number over than just currency on a table, and well, I'd preferably not lose in my bet.
Well, what are the terms of these fights?
The specific tournament that I have you go in is 1-on-1s for matches. Move your way up. Weapons only, no magic. You don't seem like you really use magic too much anyway, but if you have any enchanting weapons...
I don't understand it.
It's fine, I don't really care for magic myself. Either one of you can do it. I'll take either one of you as the fighter. If, as he points over to Fig, if you honestly think that maybe your friend is a better option for this, or if you want to jump on it yourself, either way, you both look like, you could handle yourself. But, unfortunately, I can only take one of you due to the rules of the battle. You complete the battle, death is not required. Essentially, you just need to knock someone out. Complete all the way to the end. If the Don is satisfied, you're done in 4. If the Don is very satisfied, you must finish the Don's champion at 5. If you win, money will be had. I only will take 50%.
Graham's got you.
And so, if we don't win?
Well, we can meet halfway. If for some reason you don't win...
Take 30%. You kidnapped me wrongly. You get 30%.
I believe me making this arrangement is fixing up for wrongdoings. And to be honest, even if I was in my acolyte's position, I mean, you do look the same.
I mean, you kidnap me, you ask for a favor, and then you offer 50%.
You can
So
give
I
me
think 30.
You can give me a persuasion check. You can give me a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Oh.
10.
I believe 50 is fair. I believe 50 is fair, and I am still offering you help on this contract. So, I mean, think about it. You're still making yourself a hefty sum. If you win all of them, you are going home with a decent amount of gold, and you're sponsored by myself. Automatically being sponsored by me allows you entrance into, well, more, let's say, prestigious options in the Thieves Guild.
You still haven't, if we could circle back, what if we don't win?
Looks at you. I like to not think of the negatives, but if you want to be a realist, if you cannot make it all the way, then I'll only give you some of the information. You can only make it halfway, I only give you half information. You only make it one battle, I only give you a little bit. Think of it as, you only give me so much, I only give you so much.
I look at Fig and just shrug like...
How stabby are you feeling? I say to you.
Pretty stabby.
Do you want to fight somebody? I don't know who it will be, but...
I mean, I'd like to fight the person that kidnapped me.
Well, I don't know if they are the person they... I mean, he would let you know. I'm sure he would know. I'm sure... What do we call you? Are you a lord or what are you? Sorry.
You can simply just call me. You can simply just call me Krios. We don't really use titles here. Just most people respect me as head of the house. But if you're thinking about the actual town itself, I am head assassin, bodyguard to the Don. But there's really no official title to it. Most people just call me Krios.
Well, so your acolyte isn't part of these fights, right?
You're speaking of the elf that brought your friend here?
Yes.
No, he is not.
If you can guarantee me information on Koa, I'll fight your fight.
Beautiful. Stands up, kind of straightens up his jacket, walks over to you, puts out his hand.
I begrudgingly shake it.
Fantastic. I will immediately. He takes over your hand over to the contract. You can just sign here. As he gives you a quill.
Sign my little name.
Okay, what are you signing? What's your name? Are you signing Alora?
No, I'm signing L.
You're signing L? Okay.
My little name. L.
Her little name.
My little name.
Just the letter.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
Just L.
Just L.
It's very scribbly.
Alright, guys, everyone else has to start placing bets on L versus Graves.
He's on
I-
L.
Before we
Money's
leave,
on L.
I did have a question for the
Krios.
Dragonborn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Old man versus.
So I do have a question for you.
Okay.
If this place is connected to Underdark, how is it that someone of my kind was able to get up your stairs? I would have thought you would have had better security. Do you need help with securities with that?
I think you misunderstand how this place works. We're not stopping people from getting up the stairs. Depends on if you want to live once you make it to the top.
That makes sense. I just was curious because it was very shocked that that even worked.
And you talking about the bird?
No, that it just worked that I even got up here.
Yep.
And your guards weren't able to see through the disguise.
Yeah, well, they're idiots. Why do you think I'm always standing at the head looking at the door?
Makes sense. Makes sense. I was just curious, so. I'm very familiar with Underdark. So.
Well, if you're very familiar with the Underdark, if we complete all this, I might have some jobs for you. If you are quite good at navigating the Underdark. There are many of my thieves are, let's say, not very proficient in that area.
They get stuck with the mind flares.
Well, they definitely don't come back. They definitely don't come back.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Except, did you ever know if you ever play cards against a double ganger? That's a fun game. That's a fun game.
Can't say I've had the pleasure, but if I ever find one, which, probably don't, I'll make sure I definitely take them up on a game.
All right. Are we allowed to leave now?
Unless you have any other questions, you're all set to go. I would highly advise that you take back up your form.
Okay. And I just, quickly, just do it. I don't even shrug or anything and just go...
Back into Tiefling?
Yep.
Okay. And he puts his hand back on the palm of the... his palm back on the wall as the shroud disappears. I think it's best if you all leave now. Here's your contract. Meet me over at... Or meet my associate over at the entrance to the Coliseum at 10 in 2 days. And he hands you
What's
over...
What's your associate's name?
Damn it. I don't have a name for the associate.
Okay. I was just thinking, because how do we know there is associate? Sorry,
It's a question it's a question Cargrim never asked, and I never thought about making it for this one. Also, I never thought this was actually going to happen because this went way off the beaten path. So I've been working on it as we go.
Yep.
What do we know
so-
the DM has
Joe?
planned?
So-
What his players do?
I just I'm
So-
gonna I look at Elle and I just take her hand and I'm gonna just boastfully walk down the stairs. Is that elf still in there? The actual,
the elf is waiting at the bottom of the steps to see what's happening.
I just honestly, and I come down the stairs holding the Elle's hand and go, move out of the way.
I rip my hand out and like.
Immediately, he just looks back up at Krios. Sir, I've spoken. It is done.
And so as we walk past, I'm just gonna like bump his shoulder because I don't know how tall he is. But like,
well, he'd be roughly about 5'10", so in the tiefling form, you'd have a couple inches on him.
Okay, well, I like just knock his shoulder, like get out of my way, kind of thing. And I can just see Elle going, like this. Sticking her tongue out and just going,
All right, so
100% anime, like.
Yeah.
So it's going to roughly about 9 p.m. at this point. At this point, you guys will be tired. Probably want to head back towards the inn to get some sleep.
Oh, Hal's outside.
Yep, Hal's outside.
Well, I'm gonna wait to change out of this form until we actually get back towards the inn.
Okay, so Hal, as you're like cleaning yourself up, you see a tall, very weird-looking tiefling, just like dancing in the rain with Alora, like walking their way out.
We're just walking out, like.
I was gonna say, Fig does not dance. Come on.
No, Fig does not dance. If this fight was Dance Revolution, I would fail.
Oh my god, I'm gonna make D&D Dance Revolution!
I go run up and I go,
Dexterity
where have you been?
checks for everybody.
You were supposed to follow the followers following me. What happened?
I didn't see them.
Follow the followers. That's all you
I didn't see the followers. We looked. It happened.
I got kidnapped. No, I have to fight.
I know. I'm sorry. I seen the bag. I shot an arrow. It looked cool.
I knew it. You
Alright.
hurt me.
And I just I interrupt to say
I still hug Ella.
I interrupt the conversation. I was like, we should take this inside, not there, back to the inn.
Okay. So before you guys head back to the inn, because we're going on to 9:30, we're gonna end it there. Because I'm not gonna have you guys take a long rest because we got possibly a bar fight that's still gonna happen. So we're gonna.
The bar fight of Celeste and Kyra.
About it.
Elle is about to take on Gramps.
So
Battle of the century.
So
or maybe not.
Next session we will do the bar brawl. See what happens with that. Take care of any things you guys want to do on the day before the Coliseum, and then basically it is Coliseum Day. So.
Sell my weapons. I'm going
Are we
shopping.
getting matching T-shirts? I hope we do.
So I would just like to say,
my friend fought in the Coliseum and all I got was
this stupid T-shirt. Yeah.
Someone
I would just like to say,
went to the Coliseum and bought me this shirt.
over all my notes, I did not have anybody else in the Coliseum. But because you guys decided to go way off the beaten path, I'm like, well, fuck it, fine.
You know what? Fine.
I didn't expect Elle to go to the
Shit.
Coliseum.
I am sorry. I gotta mention something in there that totally forgot Chris was supposed to say. Before you go over to the Coliseum, he needs you to meet up with his partner. He needs you to meet up with his partner. His partner basically allows him to get information, passes on information for him. You need to head over to the bathhouse and look for Tartha Sakan.
Tartha Sakan. That's a fun name.
That's the Whisper Queen.
That's Whisper Queen, yes. Also, by the way that it is phrased that they are partners, he is saying that they're in a relationship.
Aww, cute.
So,
That's the only person.
So he's basically telling you next day go find Tartha. Tartha will give you some more information, and deal with it from there.
Hey, so, you know, I was debating the other way I was going to, if there was no walls around that place and they happened to, like, you know, be distracted by Hal enough, I was gonna go and sneak and take her off the table.
Sure. If I would have fought my way trying to get her, maybe.
Little gnome trying to steal this little goblin. What could go wrong?
Yeah. I was trying to not press my luck that hard and try to live it down.
You'd get murdered.
Murder.
Murder.
All right, so Bar Brawl plus pre-festivities plus Tartha for the next session. The session after that, Coliseum Battle. So,
See ya.
all right, guys.
We didn't die.
Thank you all for watching. We will catch you next Wednesday. Schedule is on the stream. We'll talk to you later.